everyone. This is the Easy Allies podcast. I am your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Ben Moore, Zoom. Ian Hink, and Brandon Jones.
That was my favorite one.
Because it didn't hit anything. It just kind of flew on by. This is not last week's podcast. This is a new episode.
Are we sure?
You wouldn't know it.
Let's just say something for sure to tell everybody that this is a new episode. What happened in the last week?
Metal Gear Solid, one of the greats.
Ooh, nice. That proves it.
Yeah.
That proves it.
Proves it.
This is a brand new episode.
Metal Gear Solid was not one of the greats last week.
Right.
Also,
we were
have
very
a
unsure.
New
era.
camera.
New era.
So that's new.
Oh, yeah, the camera's different. Yeah. Camera different. Camera's got HDR. What are our goals this week, Ben? What's your goal?
Oh,
My goal is before the end of Sunday to say one nice thing to each of the allies.
Whoa, that's a good goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting.
Ian, what's your goal?
I gotta do 2 episodes of Easy Update before I go to GDC.
Okay. And Jones, what's your goal?
To mention Batman during this podcast at least once.
Oh, I love that goal.
Does that count?
No.
Ah.
And neither does... Although that
Was that a batarang you were throwing?
It was a batarang, yeah.
Oh.
Who uses the Batarang, Jones?
So you fulfilled that already. You're done.
Various people. Robin, Batgirl at times. Alfred in a pinch.
He's saving it. Jones does not want to, he doesn't want this to be cheap. He wants it to be real. My goal is not to do comments in between love and respect that I'm pulling.
Oh.
Because I make lots of comments. Just, I gotta pick one. Okay.
That's a
okay.
good one.
Oh, yeah. Which one can I pick? Oh, that one's a good one.
Yeah. So let's do
Yeah.
corrections. Begin corrections music, please. Okay, we got a lot of corrections about our buttons, about the buttons game we played last week. Here's the one I'm taking. I'm accepting this one. There's a mode button on the top of the 6-button Genesis controller, but that button doesn't do anything mid-game. That's not like, hey, hit the mode button inside of a game. And so the people are just like, well, you forgot the sync button. No, we didn't, though.
And if I don't know if I've ever operated a 6-button. I'm familiar with it. I know where they are. They're like
Yeah.
3 and then 3 above it.
Yeah, so the mode
I just
button you
never
would
got that
hold
in my
down
hands,
when the system starts up, basically, and then it would turn back into a 3-button Genesis controller if you were playing an older Genesis game.
Oh,
It would treat it like
weird.
that.
So that's like if they had like the special speedy Super Nintendo controllers that you hit a button and it would keep hitting that button and then the little like switch in the middle.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
change the
Turbo?
speeds.
We're not talking about
Let's say
that,
if you
then.
called that an official button. Like,
Wait, are you
What?
talking about a sync button on the Wii U?
On the back of the Wii controller, that
I
little...
thought you just held the home button.
You flip open...
Oh, inside the battery? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's inside the unit. That doesn't
Jones
count.
wants to count it. Jones wants
It's
to count
inside the unit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're hitting that button.
You hit the button.
You ain't playing your Wii until you hit that red button.
But
That's
it's
the first
inside.
button you
It's
hit.
inside the unit,
Power
though,
than that.
Jones.
I think it's against the nature of the game, though, which is about inputs and
Sure.
the evolution of
It's
controllers and
inside
things like that. There are cat cafes all over North America, apparently.
Ah,
Well, see, this is not a correction.
That's a correction.
No.
We said only in Japan.
it's a hot tip.
We did not say only in Japan.
I mean, maybe I did. If I did, then I was lying to myself because I knew that there were.
I can tell you where you can find a cat cafe because I visited
Where's
a
the
cat
cat
cafe.
cafe?
Where did you-
San Diego, California.
And you visited
the next
the
time you were
Cat's
at
Cafe.
Comic-Con, I invite you to go over. And I remember it was so funny because Amanda and I were like saw that or somebody brought it up and we were like, get out. There's a place you should go pet cats. And they're like, yeah, go to the cat cafe. I was like, all right. And I went and for some reason I had it in my mind that you just walk in and pet cats. And we like walked in. We're like, is this where the cat? They were like, hold on. There's people in there now. What time would you like to come back and pet these
Oh,
cats?
so it's
We were like,
exclusive.
and they were like, and that'll be $10 or whatever. Like, wasn't that for free? You can come in and pet
Thought
these
it was
cats.
for free?
The way that
So we thought no wait and for free. We were like,
I would have thought that's what a cafe. That's how a cafe works. Why not?
You pay for the food.
Yeah, but you walk in anytime you want.
you can't like
Well,
pet
yeah.
the people there.
You can look at the
You
art.
can't
that
go
I
up and
went
like pet the
to,
waiters.
You
like,
have to
You
pay
can't,
for
you
the
just go to
time.
jail.
You have to get a drink. You can't do it unless you pay for a drink.
Like going to stand-up club.
And if you want to feed the cats, that's another extra thing that you have to pay for.
You can't feed them their own food.
You
Yeah.
can, but you have to pay for that. They won't let you feed them if you don't.
But they let you feed them whatever?
No.
just, like,
You can, no.
like
Take
Cat-
mints out of your
feed them-
pocket and I hear
if
you.
you- no. I mean, I guess you could, maybe if you were really quick. But if you want to feed them, you're supposed to feed them their own food. And
Got
you
it.
have to pay for
Yeah.
that.
Last question before we end the correction music: dry food or wet food?
Dry food. You have wet food in your hand.
I don't know. I'd put
No,
just
it
like a
was-
little spoonful.
I think I fed one. I did it in one of the cafes, and it
Yeah.
was tuna.
Ooh, see?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you use an apparatus or your hands?
No, it was my hands. They just
Wow.
said, dig in.
I'm
dig
allergic
in.
to cats.
Yeah.
End corrections music, please. Okay, we have a fun thing happening. Last week we requested to find the songwriter of the Rufus song.
Oh,
And we got some responses. This one, there's two ways to go about this. You know, we do we have had in the past some very dumb running jokes on this podcast.
Get out.
And so I wanted to give credit to Kevin Jennison, who said, hey, I found this 80s band who made a song that's really close to that. We'll just play a clip from that.
Oh,
So that was really fun. That was a really fun thing where
is that
it's
where
like,
you got the idea for the whole thing?
what do you mean?
The love and respect.
No, that was pretend. Kevin Jennison wrote that song saying, I heard this in the 80s.
How did he travel back in time
Okay,
to
no,
the
no,
80s?
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing with the dumb bit. That's what I don't want to do.
Oh, we're not doing a bit.
I genuinely want to find where this song came from. I genuinely want to find who wrote it. And so another interesting thing happened.
Well, kudos to that wonderful musician.
I love
who
that.
produced
That's
song.
what was the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
of the person?
Kevin Jennison.
Kevin Jennison.
Yes.
Good job.
But here's the thing. Here's the truth. This one is not a bit. In the comments on Patreon, someone said it sounds particularly like, and I didn't get permission to use this person's name, which is why I say someone, Johnny Bazooka Tone, a PlayStation 1 game.
Which does ring a bell.
I've
For some
never
reason,
heard of Johnny Bazooka Tone.
Tone.
Okay, so here's what we'll do.
No bells rung.
We'll play a
Yeah.
clean Rufus. Don't even say love and respect. This is a clean Rufus right
Okay.
here.
I don't know if I
It's going
can.
to be hard.
Okay, so that's a clean Rufus. That's what Rufus sounds like. Okay, now get ready for this PlayStation 1 game, the opening cinematic. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's
So
close.
It doesn't go. No,
No, it just goes boo doo 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 at the end. Close.
Yeah.
Very close. We might have found a connection with Johnny Bazooka Tone.
I would
have to
almost say,
say-
yeah.
The video accompanying this music is worth seeking
gotta
out.
look
It's
it
pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I gotta play this game.
Yeah.
But like we would agree that Rufus is a jazz musician, right? Probably.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
A blues,
I mean,
jazz, a
look at
jazzy
him.
He's wearing
bluesy.
a purple fedora and
Yeah.
sunglasses inside.
I would venture that Rufus is playing the jazz version of Johnny Bazooka Tone.
Oh yeah, embellishments.
He's adding the notes because that's what you do.
I don't want to do a bit.
No bits allowed.
I want to find where that song came from.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm genuinely curious.
I can understand that.
Isn't that so strange? A little
Did we
tune?
research the Furby background here?
I don't
like,
think it's-
I feel like was there a Furby show or a Furby something that this song might have come from?
Maybe. Help us, viewers. Help us, listeners. Help us solve the mystery of where that song comes from.
I sense a wave of bits incoming.
I know.
Everyone's
just
gonna
to be
do a
clear,
bit.
I don't want bits. I only want the truth.
Nothing. Yeah. I'll tell you something that invites bits. Kyle asking for something on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what really invites bits.
Yeah.
Kyle saying don't do bits.
I know, Jones. I know.
This is who you are.
Okay, let me just promise you this then. If you write another song as good as that last one, I won't play it.
Ben said he doesn't like spiders. Look how that turned out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Even if
Never
your song
say.
is really good, it won't be played on this podcast. We won't do it. Please don't spend time writing another song that's super good. Kevin Jennison did it. No one else will.
I'll play
have
it
that
on
right.
Easy Update.
Oh my god.
We'll have a Kyle hates bits listening.
We're just
party.
gonna have a stream.
Yeah, we're just playing all bits.
This week, not a lot of hot news. Not a lot of hot biz this week. And you know I like to. What's wrong?
Hot biz.
Not a lot of hot biz.
You know I get so excited about hot biz. You know
You love hot biz.
That week when Square Enix said, "Hey, we're developing Marvel games," that was the best week of my life. You know,
But don't
just like
go
that's
to
some hot biz.
dot biz.
Hot dot biz.
That's not what you want to look at.
I'll bet you. I'll take that bet. I bet hot dot biz,
Hot.biz is
not
family friendly?
Is safe for work.
Let's find out.
Okay.
What's the bet though?
What's the bet?
Live, not safe.
On the next group stream, you have to wear a T-shirt that says hot.biz.
Okay.
All right. Deal.
If it is safe for work,
If it is safe for work, you have to wear it. And if it's not safe for work,
And obviously, if
I'll
it's
wear
not
the hot-
registered, we both lose, right?
if it's not registered, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
If it is not
I
safe
think
for
it'd be better.
work,
You both have to wear the T-shirt.
if it is not safe for work,
Yeah.
we both have to wear a T-shirt that says hot.biz.
No, I wear it. You were right. If it's not safe for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? What happened?
Tight
Well,
T-shirt.
I'm gonna
Hot.biz.
I hit go.
Okay, we're going on hot.biz.
Cannot be reached.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. God can't be reached. Okay, so I guess none of us wear that shirt. Dang. Register
Or is
hot.biz.
Biz with...
It's available.
Is Biz with an S? No.
No.
Is Biz even a dot?
I don't think so. I
.biz
think
for
it'd be-
sure. BIZ? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Dot .biz.
Don't register one of
You
those.
familiar?
So, as you can see, I played a little loosey-goosey on the slow news weeks. If this was a Square Enix doing Marvel, we'd be way past this nonsense at this point. But we're just having fun here. We are... What's wrong?
Hotbiz.com.
Oh, God. I'm not placing any bids on hotbiz.com.
This is very weird.
Where does it take us?
Oh goodness.
Takes you to mamatotule.weebly.com. I don't understand what this is.
Oh my.
All right.
There's a
We've lost
spouse in
Ian.
my house.
We've lost him.
There's a spouse in my house.
It's like
Okay.
a blog?
All right, we got to end that, Ian.
Yeah. I think we
Okay,
gotta
yep,
end
we're
it.
moving on.
Here's the thing. We're so close to the launch of Nintendo Switch. And I want to use this time to talk about the legacy of the Wii U. Jones, please.
Oh, I just can't wait for the Switch.
And
That might be
as-
it. That might be it right there.
That might
be
be
the
it.
last one.
We're probably not going to get huge Switch news next week. For some reason, Nintendo really doesn't want to do a Nintendo Direct before the launch of that console. Of course, they'll do it before this goes live. Anyway, the Wii U is in this rare position. It's a rare position where
This is off the rails podcast already.
it's all we can do.
We've been in this room for about 12 hours.
Yeah. And we're just
Already.
comfy with each other.
Yeah.
Most time, I would say this happened with the original Xbox to Xbox 360. Microsoft cut off the original Xbox. Nintendo is cutting off the Wii U hard with the release of the Switch. No longer manufacturing them, no more longer publishing games for the Wii U. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will be the final Wii U game published by Nintendo. You don't see cutoffs like this hard usually in this industry. Right, when the PS4 comes out, PS3 is well supported, when the Xbox One comes out, that kind of thing. So I want to talk about the Wii U's legacy, because it's pretty much over. What I have is a list of games, and I want to go through these games. I want to talk about these games, what they meant, how they will be remembered, and eventually I think we'll get to a point where we can speak to how the Wii U will be remembered as we look at this list of games, which is longer than I thought. I'll say that straight out. It's a longer list than I thought
Not
it would
every
be.
game, but the
What I did
games
was,
that Kyle Bossman thinks are worth
Games that
talking
you
about.
think are worthwhile.
mathematically, I went to GameRankings.com and looked at the highest rated Wii U games.
How many did you get to? What's the cutoff? 40, 30?
Oh God, no. I think we're gonna look at about 12.
Okay.
Even better.
Oh no, you're right. There's more. That's a long list. Okay,
Oh man.
but let's start. Let's start with your personal favorites. Let's actually not go off my list. Let's go with the panel. Ben, when you think of the Wii U, when you think of that entire library,
Yeah.
launched in 2012, died in 2017, what's the game that stands out to you?
Easy.
Whoa.
Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta 2 is
yeah.
easy. Absolutely. So Bayonetta 2 is a Wii U game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only play it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's a huge part of the Wii U's legacy.
Yep.
Nintendo said, hey, we're going to go ahead and publish that game that probably wasn't going to get made.
Yep. They came out and said this wouldn't have happened without Nintendo.
So that's the one that stood out to you. What
Yeah.
do you like about Bayonetta 2?
Oh, everything. I really do like everything about Bayonetta 2. I think it's better paced than Bayonetta 1. You don't have those weird space area segments that go on for way too long. There's never been a game quite like it on a Nintendo system, I would argue. You have the Mad World, you've got the No More Heroes, but Bayonetta's particular flair, I don't think has been on Nintendo. I think they really crushed it with like the extra outfits as well.
Yep.
That was cool.
Those were all for Bayonetta 1, though, I think. Most of
No,
them.
you can get those
cool.
costumes like that.
Oh
in
man, there's a
Bayonetta
Star
too.
Fox craziness.
Yeah.
Oh, and that Star Fox craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about this. I was watching Bloodworth stream it. There's actually a lot of environments to explore, and how fun it actually is to swim and come up in these secret holes. And it's an interesting looking game visually. Just the environments
What
you get
blows
to
my
walk
mind is she's on the back of like a jet plane or like some other crazy like thing that's flying through the air.
Yeah.
And like some city will just go flying by you, and I'm like, that was a better looking city than I have seen in games that were just cities.
through. Yeah.
Like that was some crazy environment that just by. Like I hope you saw it because there it goes.
I know not every.
That's a detailed game.
I know not everybody likes this, but I like it when a game takes me for a ride in the sense that when there's a cutscene that's happening or a boss fight where I just go, wow. And it takes me a minute to process. And that is Bayonetta 2 from beginning to end. I mean, that opening of Bayonetta 2, the first boss you encounter, the last boss like, it's insane the whole way, and it is just entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
When Bloodworth comes over here to stream games, he sits on the couch in front, and I usually like edit, answer emails, take care of easy work in the background, and just talk to chat when he does research, like, you know, just kind of like facilitate like a co-pilot role. It was extremely hard to do whatever I was doing when he was playing Bayonetta 2, which is constantly out the corner of my eye. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I took my eyes off this game for 5 minutes, and now you're in a volcano? Flip what? Like, crazy.
Bayonetta 2, it's such an interesting part of the story of the Wii U. I mean, Nintendo agreed to publish it from Sega to prove, hey, we can do core games for core gamers, right? That initiative, I mean, didn't pan out, I think. Bayonetta 2 did not sell crazy. I would say it sold some Wii U's, right, Ben?
Yeah.
But it'd be hard to say it had a significant impact, I think. Came out in 2014. The Wii U is already failing at that point, I think.
I was not going to get a Wii U until the announcement of Bayonetta 2 sold
Whoa.
Because I was like, I can't miss this. That's how I felt. Uh-oh.
We'll get there. You know what? We'll keep talking about Wii U games. There's a lot to tell.
Uh-oh.
There's this whole story, man. It's weird to think of that Nintendo Direct where Bayonetta 2 was announced. Again, probably too early. I think it was 2013. Well, actually, maybe if it's 2014, you know, that's not too early. But that was such an exciting time. It really felt, watching that Bayonetta 2 announcement, whoa, Nintendo was going all out with the Wii U. And I mean, we'll get to it. We'll talk more games. Maybe it did. Maybe it did go all out with the Wii U. Ian, I know you like one Wii U game.
Super Mario Maker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's a good game.
That's the good game.
Yeah.
That's the game. Omar, my roommate, bought a Wii U so that we could play Super Mario Maker. Played it for like a month and then stopped. And then recently the Wii fell off a shelf and probably broke, but neither of us cared enough to check.
You called it a Wii.
Whatever.
It had that its entire life. The Wii U had that
they made
poor
their
curse.
choice.
It's
part of the story.
Yeah, it's part of the
It's
story.
part of
It
the story.
absolutely
Grandmas
is.
didn't understand that this was a new system.
Ian's didn't understand it's a new system.
Yeah. I was like,
but-
what is it? It's a Wii but a TV on it?
Super Mario Maker is absolutely worth discussing.
It's an amazing game.
And it's not like a game you saw on the Wii.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you draw the comparison to? Mario Paint? It's a
Sure,
creativity.
Yeah.
definitely Mario Paint.
Well, and it used
another
the
awesome game.
hardware. It actually used the hardware. Like, I feel like a bunch of other games kind of used the hardware, but none of them were really like, this feels like a game that really takes advantage of this machine.
Yeah, case in
Yeah.
point, Mr. Don Casanova was very experienced in the world of Super Mario Maker game trailers, and I love that I would go into the edit bay and he would just have the tablet.
Yeah.
Like he would be editing and something would be exporting on his computer and he would just have the system. It's like, oh, that's what they wanted. That's what they said the whole time. And I never did that. When any Wii U game I played was always on the television. I was never like, oh, my wife needs to use the TV. It's like, no, this is where I play games. Like
You never,
there's not a lot
you
of
never
it.
played a game on the tablet by itself.
No.
Whoa, Jones.
What I would be tempted to do, probably more than anything, is Virtual
Yeah.
Console. It'd be really fun to play like a Super Nintendo game and have it just be there.
But it never happened the entire time you owned a
I
Wii U.
can't think of a reason why it would. Like I would, if someone is
Like you just
using the
said,
television.
Your wife is using TV, yeah. Then you would be like, okay, I'll just play something like this.
There are
Never
3
happened.
televisions
Youch.
in this room.
I think
Jones is
I spent more time in my bed playing on the tablet than I did on a TV.
The opposite of Jones.
The opposite of Joe.
And it looks
Whoa.
good too. I mean, you
Probably looks better.
shrink any old game in size onto
It
that
doesn't.
monitor.
That poor screen always looked a little grody.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yes, I agree.
It's so weird what we're talking about this thing in the past tense. Maybe I got to stop doing that.
It's dead. It's been dead.
Yeah, but I did say the screen looked grody. Like, it's still there. I still have it hooked up.
Nah.
It still looks scrody.
It
Yeah.
still looks grody.
But Super Mario Maker
I mean,
was delightful.
I think grody might be a little harsh.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks terrible, but boy, I'm ready for that Switch screen.
That
I'll
Switch
say
screen. Oh, I don't want to move on from Mario Maker, so the list is so long. I really do love Super Mario Maker.
I do too.
It's great.
It's a game that when it was announced, I had no faith in, and I played it, and I loved it, and I love it still. Just creating with Mario is fun. The act of creating with Mario is fun.
A constant surprise.
Yeah.
I hope that Super Mario Odyssey just like has a mode in it that lets you make levels.
Ooh,
Maybe
that's
like
not-
2D levels.
What?
No, that's a whole nother game.
I know,
It's
it's
not
a whole
gonna-
other game. All right, then I
Nintendo
hope,
doesn't put things you're not expecting
Right,
in games
I
that you
hope
want.
that-
That doesn't. Well, no.
I hope that I can get Super Mario Maker on the Switch.
I hope that as well.
And
Yeah,
I would be
that's what I
okay
guess
with
I
it
mean.
just being basically the Wii U version.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to play the compromised 3DS version.
No.
And
What's
you
with
can't-
that version?
It's-
Yeah.
You can't upload? What was
it's
the
all messed
deal?
up, man.
I don't
Don't
want to get into it
just
because
bait
it
the
was
corrections.
30 seconds of corrections.
Yeah.
But what's
It's
wrong
borked.
with it?
It's online is borked. We'll just
Yeah.
say that.
It's not as robust. as
It's
as
like
fully featured,
the Wii
missing
U.
part of the game that is the game.
And the super fun stuff, the costumes, the weird if you're playing in regular Mario.
There was a time when we were shooting Don's Design Lab, and I know other people have talked about this too, but like I fell down a hole and then it just didn't cut. And
Yeah.
for like a minute and a half, there was just like this crazy story of sounds that was happening. And Don and I were both just sitting there like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And it was glorious.
It's like a 1 in 1,000 chance.
Yeah, like so rare. Oh, Super Mario Maker. Joy. That's
Joy.
when Nintendo is doing it right.
yes.
When they're not making weird business decisions, but they're just like, hey, let's do joy.
Let's do joy.
I think it's
Share
the
the joy.
weirdness of Super Mario Maker is part of what makes it so good.
Part of it, yeah.
Jones, what's that game you think of? Think of the Wii U the huge.
I have an
whole
interesting
catalog.
game because it was a game I didn't play.
All right.
But I love it.
Whoa.
I love that it exists on the Wii U. I'm proud of Nintendo for making it.
Okay.
Splatoon.
Yes.
I played Splatoon for about 5 minutes, was like, whoa, motion controls, no. And then like turned that off and was like, okay, this is fun. Like I'd love to get into this, especially the campaign. I was like, some of those bosses and some of that stuff looks really interesting. Especially because like Splatoon is, I do not think this can be argued. You can get real good at that game. Like that there's definitely a skill hump that you have to get over. And then like once you're, I can, dive down and slide off something and jump and get air. And I know these maps, I know where to find people. But the fact that there's nothing that is not completely new about that game. And I can't think of anything else. That's an issue I have with Mario Maker is
Sure.
that it was a successful game. It was fun to revisit those assets, not a new concept by any stretch of the imagination. I think maybe a couple years late for Nintendo, like, wait a minute, what if we did it,
It's a whole game that's a bonus mode of a different game. Like,
Whereas Splatoon's like new IP, new
Yep.
music, new design, new gameplay.
Yeah.
Actually making a competitive game with sniper rifles and grenades that like a 2-year-old can play. That's
Well-
not like a dumbed down version of something.
you got to teach the kids to snipe.
2-year-olds can't play.
Well, yeah, the motor skills wouldn't really be it. But if they're in the room, you wouldn't shield their eyes. Oh no,
I
don't
see what you're
don't
saying.
look at this paint splash flying at this one character.
Yeah.
You could give them an off controller and let them pretend they're playing it while you're playing it.
I saw more than anything and again another thing I didn't really get into, but the was the Miiverse, is that what it's called? Like where people draw pictures and
Yep,
they could post
Miiverse,
it.
yep.
So you see little
Yeah.
black and white drawings of people. I felt like that just exploded with Splatoon. That like you had your hub area, you could
Really
walk in
good
there,
Miiverse
it's just,
community,
Like,
yeah.
You're constantly surrounded by people. They're not only playing the game and getting better at it, but enjoying like the style. And it was really neat, because one of the things we associate, just like Disney or Warner Brothers or Hanna-Barbera, like all of these Nintendo characters that we love, and them legitimately adding characters. Then like we were gonna make Amiibo out of these. You're not like, oh, all right. Like we need that. Everyone was like, "Oh, those look so cool!" This little like squid people. To add another notch onto the belt of Nintendo in the run of the Wii U makes it not a total failure of a console. That like when we look back at Splatoon 3, 4, in the years to come, hopefully
Jones,
that is a franchise they stick to.
I think that's going to be the only new IP we really discussed. Completely new.
Yeah.
Well, maybe another one.
Created by Nintendo. Though,
Yes, created
for a
by
Nintendo
Nintendo,
console,
exactly.
to demonstrate the technology of the console.
Yeah. That is pretty cool. Do we want to talk about
HD
Amiibo? Amiibo's a huge part of the history of the Wii U. We can take a little
Yeah.
detour here. Ooh, that cold, yeah.
Well, it's kind of like microtransactions to me. It's like there's a way to do it that is actually fun. Like I'm enjoying these microtransactions. I'm enjoying the skill of actually trying to get through this without paying money. Like if I can enjoy this and not give you money, I feel some weird kind of strange satisfaction that like I was able to find out, like kind of game the system and really put only as much anticipation into this as was expected, because I'm not going to expect to get something if I'm not going to get it. Whereas Amiibo is just like, nope, this is a cash grab. Give us money, like across the board. There was very rarely did I see something happen the Link, the wolf in Breath of the Wild is finally like, oh, wait, let me get this straight. I put a figure on a thing, and then that character appears in the video game?
Sure.
Whoa! Like, imagine doing that with figures.
Whoa, the
Wow.
functionality.
And I mean, even, it was fun, putting like Mega Man on there and being able to use Mega Man in Super Mario Maker. But again, it's not that, it's not like a one-to-one. It's a skin, really,
Mm-hmm.
And so just that whole system was just, for somebody that was like, oh, like, Skylanders, this looks interesting. What, Infinity, I'm really into this. And like, wow, Dimensions, this is really fascinating. Amiibo, and it was just this giant screw you from Nintendo.
What I
It's
think
just
is kinda
we
cool-
know you're going to buy them, so just buy them.
Looking at the history of the Wii U, though, it's kind of cool that when it launched, there's this little square, there's a little rectangle on the left side of the gamepad that has no explainable use other than, hey, this is an NFC reader, worry about it later.
Pokemon Rumble.
Nintendo didn't even know. Yeah, Pokemon Rumble was actually the first use of that thing. But at that time, they had no games that could use it when it launched, and no way to prove this technology. And you're right. Thank you, Ben, for bringing up Pokemon Rumble. There were little Pokemon figures. They're like this weird, low poly, very edgy style. Not of amiibo quality, I would say.
No.
But that, I guess, is the...
Just wait till see what they do with
Predecessor.
that weird IR sensor.
I actually really like the way amiibo look, and they're kind of fun to collect, but I purchased a lot of amiibo, and I wish I hadn't. I just
Oh, no.
they're sitting on a shelf now,
Oh,
and
God.
I feel like there aren't enough games that have meaningful support for them, and it feels like the fat has died, and I just don't care anymore.
You're not
That's just
gonna-
where
you're
I'm
not gonna
personally at with amiibo.
Feverishly tap them on the Joy-Con stick, the analog stick of your Switch.
No. No,
Your Switch will read them.
and the new Breath of the Wild amiibo. I think they look cool, but
Don't do it.
don't do it. Yeah.
Well, it's hilarious too because
Yeah.
they want this to be the portable system. When the first trailer came out for the Switch, everyone's taking it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I just imagine now you're like playing a game on the plane. You're like, oh wait.
Crap, where's that?
All right. We tap on
Oh
my
god, I
Marth.
dropped it. Oh god.
no, okay.
And like,
That's my Marth. That's my Marth. Does anyone want to see my Marth? Yeah.
Bing! If anyone sees
was
a
rare.
Marth
Yeah, I do
amiibo,
have
maybe it rolled beneath the seat.
there's Jigglypuff.
So
Is that an amiibo?
God, I like Jigglypuff a lot.
that's a good amiibo. We're looking at a Jigglypuff amiibo right now.
Which is great.
That's a nice little amiibo.
But I need to play a Pokemon game where I put that on there and then Jigglypuff starts talking to me. It's like, what a...
No, that would make me furious, though, Jones.
But then what kind of a relationship do you have? What does that do then? It's like what you said, I like it. Look at Jigglypuff. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of looking at that? I mean, like, I love that character. But whatever you do, don't put it in my game.
Okay,
I don't want to hear it.
I have an
Like,
amiibo.
what?
I got an amiibo story that's not negative, actually.
Okay.
Went over to a friend's place. It was me and a friend from college. There's another friend from college. There's just three of us. We got to play Smash Brothers. That sucks. 3 people playing Smash Brothers. Well, there were amiibos about, and so we tapped on the villager, named him Tom Brady, and so we had Tom Brady playing Smash Brothers with us, getting better and getting good. Eventually, at the end of the weekend, Tom Brady was beating us in Smash Brothers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that is legitimately cool.
I think that was really, really cool. And so,
But then if you tried to use Tom Brady in a different game, wouldn't it like wipe all your Smash data?
yeah, if you want to save onto that amiibo for any, yeah. So
There-
moving forward,
Cutting right through.
slice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the katana.
Sorry.
So, Jones praised Splatoon for being an original IP, something brand new on the Wii U. When the Wii U launched, it launched with a really big title.
Let's see if we can guess what it was.
It's Nintendo's biggest franchise. This console launched with an entry in Nintendo's biggest franchise.
Sure.
How big of a deal is that? Jones, do you remember what it launched with?
Super Mario 3D World?
You wish. It
No,
launched
no.
with New Super Mario Bros. U.
Oh. Super Mario 3D World came out later.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
we'll,
with the cats.
We'll get there. We'll
Yeah,
get
that was
there.
cats.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
This game was. Is this the one I hate?
Probably.
There's
Is this the one I hate?
there's the one on Wii where the multiplayer is insufferable, and then there was this one where it also had insufferable multiplayer.
I know you like the negative comments, but it is kind of funny that you don't even remember what you hate anymore.
Well, no, I mean, I just don't. I remember very strongly
Get your hate in check.
disliking hate is a strong word. I don't
Right,
really hate.
yeah.
But I remember very strongly disliking the multiplayer on, I think, this game.
Right, so this is a 4-player 2D
Right. Yes.
entirely new Mario game.
Yeah.
I don't think this game is totally without merit.
Right.
I really don't like
Ben,
New
please
Super
defend
Mario
it.
Brothers 2. New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. I don't think the coin collecting and all that stuff was
Yeah.
any fun whatsoever. New Super Mario Bros. U for a Mario game, especially a relatively recent Mario game, is way harder than the other things that you can.
Especially with 4 players.
You've got to.
It's
Borderline
impossible
impossible.
with it's impossible
Sure,
with
yeah,
more than one person.
but even removing that element, playing
Yeah.
it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I actually like New Super Luigi U, the DLC that came out for it, where you played Luigi. I thought those stages were really fun. So I think it is kind of forgettable in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think it's a terrible video game.
And
Except
it's
when
actually
you're playing multiplayer.
and it's actually 5 players.
Oh.
The 5th player holds the gamepad
Yeah, okay, this sucks.
and creates platforms
Oh, right.
to make it easier for the people who are playing,
Yeah. Nah.
thereby proving how valuable the gamepad is.
Nah.
The new Mario game is called Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes. Jones.
And this was literally identified as the Mario game that will come out on this system.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Mario U. Go buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New
I mean-
Super Mario Brothers U.
Yeah.
I feel like the way it is often
It's
described
got like
is
4 modifiers.
You know,
Is he
another
going, is
one
he
of
going to
those.
college? What's happening?
Yeah.
That'd be a great game.
and I just remember how proud Reggie was to be launching with a new Mario game.
he would get some of the interviews. If you
Yeah.
go back and listen to him, he was like, "We've had Mario at lunch. What are you talking about? It's fine. We're fine."
Yeah. We're launching with a Mario game.
They
a
should
new
be,
Mario
they,
game. It's
They
like-
need a Mario for this one.
yeah.
They got a Zelda.
They got a
It's
Zelda.
fine.
Zelda.
We'll talk more. I mean, we shouldn't. I'm so excited about Super Mario Odyssey. No need to.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
But let's talk about Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
That one was all right.
Yeah. So
me and the missus loved that game.
Ooh, you're in the
Underrated,
misses.
even I would argue.
Whoa.
Great co-op game.
Do you see it as a response? I guess it was going to come to the Wii U anyway because it's kind of a sequel to 3D Land on the 3DS,
Yeah.
basically.
That to me is why it doesn't seem like a response.
Right.
Where it just seems like a natural evolution.
How closely did they come out to each other? Land and World?
Not that close.
So I'm going to say Land is 2011. World was 2013.
Oh, okay.
So 2 years?
So yeah, all right.
I was an intern when 3D Land came out, and that was in 2011.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like Land better. I think that a lot of the 3D World level design is accommodating 4 players.
Yeah.
Sure.
Land is a good game.
I know
Yeah.
you and Damiani disagree, but unlike the complaints that we had with the chaos of New Super Mario Bros., I actually really like the multiplayer.
Multiplayer and World is
I feel like
fun.
you have enough space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
coordinate
get in
with
each other's way. Well, because there's a third dimension.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Sure.
it's as simple as that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can move out of someone's way
Sure, sure.
and go past
Right.
them. Like, it's not, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's just it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
3D World. It's a nice looking game. And it is so fun, and it is as we said earlier, joyous. It is it's-
Joyous.
that is a joyous.
I really
game.
like the cat dive.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really like that. Even when you're a super high, high spot, if you dive and do that diagonal, you'll pause out.
And you just climb up that flagpole.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know we
It's
talked
competitive.
Right to the
It is a
top.
cooperative yet competitive game, and that's fun. In ways that
it's-
aren't the game breaking.
It's
and it was
very
like, haha,
friendly
you're dead.
until the last, when you see that
Yeah.
flagpole. Yeah,
And
then
then you
it's
have
just
the
all-
crown, which goes
yeah.
between levels, and the
Yeah.
power ups, which are those pop out, and you're really, the fire flower, I get it.
You know
you
what's
were
fun
you were
is,
you were like elbowing people just to get a pretty dress in that game. It's like I didn't even want the firepower.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause the
Peach is just hot
pink
in that
turns
fire
white.
dress.
She looks good in that white dress. That's true.
What's
Fashion
cool about it
sold.
is the way it was announced. I think the cat suit. That's basically a Doc Brown spider monster. It's basically it's the BB-8. The cat suit was
yeah,
look at that neat little thing.
Hey,
That, we can talk about that.
there's a hook.
Yeah, there's a hook.
Yeah.
And the hook is a cat suit, which
There's
is
no
stupid.
other Mario games that have cat suits in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was enough of a new thing to make that game more exciting.
In New Super Mario Bros. U, just for a point of comparison,
Yeah.
the big thing was a flying squirrel suit.
Yeah.
Right.
Cat suit's better.
That's a
Yeah.
sideways step.
It's a better.
I like when Bowser shows up as like an evil cat at the end. He's like, I'm a cat now.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's a good final boss fight. Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
Top
Yes,
cat
it
Bowser is
is.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay, you know what? this is worth talking about because it's kind of the story of the Wii U. This is interesting. One of the highest rated Wii U games is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD.
Oh.
Yep.
Not from us.
Not from, not from GameTrailers.com, certainly no. So why I say that is, boy, was I very excited when that was first announced, and seeing the Wind Waker in this weird, gloomy HD world was kind of exciting. And it was said, hey, when we were making our new Zelda game for the Wii U, a Zelda game is coming out on the Wii U.
Yeah.
We were trying things out, and we were playing around with Wind Waker, and we saw how good this looked, and we said, why don't we just put this out? And so Twilight Princess HD came to the console as well, but this was really a huge upgrade to the game itself. But also, I think it's kind of the story about how here we are. The Wii U's last game will be Breath of the Wild, will be that Zelda game that took the entire console's life for it to come out.
And it's like, it's kind of the opposite of Twilight Princess, where that was on GameCube, and then it was like the better version's on here, and like now this is the garbage version. This is the GameCube of I know it wasn't the garbage version, but now this is the lesser version versus the Switch.
Oh, you're saying the GameCube version of Twilight Princess is better than the Wii version?
I have no opinion of that. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, like, the Wii U is the new system that had Twilight Princess.
Yeah, it is.
And now the Wii U is the old system that has Breath of the Wild.
History has repeated itself, except that at least Nintendo did the courtesy of allowing Wii U buyers to play the game the same day as Switch buyers, which is nice, as opposed to waiting a month for that poor GameCube disc.
Oh yeah, GameCube came out after, didn't it?
It did.
That's so weird.
Brutal. It's just mean.
It's so
It's just
weird.
a mean thing to do is what that was.
No, it's just, they're just trying to get you to buy the
Wii.
It worked.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on the Wii. Sorry.
What's cool though about, I don't want to talk about Twilight Princess too long, but when I bought the Wii, it was such a fun thing to play through. You
I
were
loved
waiting
that.
for that game so long. And when I buy the Switch, I'm going to be so excited to play that new Zelda game. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, when you saw that Twilight Princess reveal trailer, that you thought to yourself, I have to play that. I'm not missing that video game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take this a step further into Evil Zone and say it was the right business decision to delay this game to the Switch's launch. If it came out a year ago on Wii U, imagine the Switch launch today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Also, that game still doesn't look done.
My Breath of the Wild.
I can't fight it. I can't fight it, though. Because you're right. It's just a hard truth.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, boy. But I think it was the right call.
Yeah.
It's so sad, but I mean, it makes that Switch so much more desirable on its launch. Hey, this game you've been waiting for forever. Here it is. Poor Wii U. Wii U takes the dive for it, just as the GameCube did for the Wii. That's crazy. It is weird that just repeated itself. Ben, what were you restraining yourself from stating in response to Breath of the Wild still not looking done?
Well, it looking not done is different than saying it's an unfinished game.
Oh,
because
sure.
we haven't played through
I don't
it.
know.
It'll probably be very finished.
I'm sure it'll have an ending.
Yeah.
You can probably play it without it breaking.
But there is that feeling unfinished. Like, I love Phantom Pain. It feels unfinished.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
Wind Waker. Feels unfinished.
Yeah, sure. I think you can argue that.
Can I confess something?
Still love Wind
Please
Waker.
do.
To all of you?
Yeah.
Twilight Princess is the only Zelda game I've ever beaten.
Wow.
It's one of the longest ones.
Played all the way through.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Good ending.
I liked it.
Oh, the ending. That's a sad ending.
Yeah.
it is.
Here's an interesting one. Shovel Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Shovel Knight debuted on the 3DS and Wii U.
Same day?
I'm not sure same day. I just know it came to those two before it came to the other consoles later. And so I kind of associate it with Nintendo. And I mean, there's a Shovel Knight amiibo.
Yeah.
Ben, it looks like you really want to throw that Prove It ticket at me.
No, I would have to look it up, but I remember reviewing Shovel Knight and I reviewed it on PC.
Oh, right. Because it was a Kickstarter. So maybe I excluded PC when I was thinking through that.
Right.
Yeah.
I played on 3DS though, so
Yeah, I don't
I
remember
associate it with the Nintendo.
I don't remember if it came out on that after PC. Yeah. I don't remember.
It just feels murky to me. I feel like we...
Here, I'll Google it.
Okay,
I'll
all
Google
right.
it.
So we're handing the Prove It ticket to Ian. Great. Gotta use it. We have this very nice
Got a very lovely
Powerful.
privet ticket. made out of
Hawaiian wood
Touch it.
privet
Hawaiian
ticket.
wood.
Touch it.
Yeah.
It feels
nice.
so good.
Yeah. So Shovel Knight is such a good non-Nintendo game.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do feel it is at home on the Wii U, and I'm excited to buy it first on the Switch when the expansion for Spectre Knight comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a Nintendo game.
Yeah, and you could tell that Nintendo was a priority in a way that a lot of other retro throwback games, Nintendo is not a priority. And so it does feel associated with the Wii U and the 3DS in a way that very comparable games don't.
Jones, you played it on 3DS?
Yeah.
Why?
I was going to Comic-Con.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, I gotta ride the train down, riding the train back. Might play a little bit in my hotel room before I go to bed.
It feels
Like,
good.
what's a good? I just need a good 3DS game. And
Yeah.
I was like, went into the shop and I was like, oh, there is that game that everyone's been screaming at me to play that I haven't. I can have it on this system that I will have with me. I mean, I played on Switch. If it had come out this summer, I probably would have, played it on the Switch that I'm probably going to buy one day.
Worldwide release on Microsoft Windows on June 26th. North American release on 3DS and Wii U on June 26th, 2014. So same day. Then the PAL version came out November 5th, 2014, and Japanese version came out June 30th, 2016
Brutal.
for 3DS and Wii U. That's weird.
Shovel Knight is one of those games where I worried at the time that maybe a year from now or past that, maybe Shovel Knight was just hitting the right notes at the right time. It was just conjuring up the right amount of nostalgia, and I would maybe lose a little bit of luster for that game, and I haven't. Every time I think about Shovel Knight, I'm like, man, I had so much
Excellent
fun
game.
It is
playing
a
it.
Yeah.
I can't
beautiful
wait for the new
game.
DLC,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's just... I think I say this a lot. The game believes in itself.
Yeah.
It's not
Yes.
winky. It's
Yes.
not being cute. It believes it's its own world that it has created. And I realize there's a Troupple. There's a big fish apple creature that does a silly dance. And so when I say it's not being cute, you're like, yeah, it is, Kyle. You know what I mean. It's not.
It is
but
cute,
it's not
but
a
it
lazy
doesn't,
cute.
it
It's not a
doesn't
lazy
break
cute.
It's not
itself.
lazy
It's not
cute.
winky.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I do love Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight
I want
is-
to play Shovel
yeah.
Knight right now.
Also, Owlboy. Just
Yeah.
thinking of beautiful pixel art right now.
Didn't make it to Wii U.
Yeah, nope. Off topic, sorry.
This is another one that kind of spurs discussion more than talking about the game itself. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. One of the best rated Wii U games.
Wow.
This is something I wanted to kind of talk about
Yeah.
back with Bayonetta. The Wii U is a system of half measures.
Ooh.
Like they courted third party. They courted the core. I hate that term, but they
No, that's
courted
what we used, yeah.
the core audience.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't do it enough for it to matter.
Can I throw something at you that I really think sells that point? Mm-hmm. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Oh yeah.
I've never even seen this game.
Amiibo Festival.
Yeah.
Is that
It's
the one
less
with the
than a half
cards?
measure.
I walked
is-
into
it's
the
less than
GT
half-
stage
that's true,
expecting to
it's
see it,
less than half
and like you and someone else on stage were like,
Yeah.
"We're done." We
Yeah.
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
get through
you
it. It's like,
stopped.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's like 1/4 portion.
Well,
it is
yeah.
no good.
You were just talking about courting the core.
Yeah.
People were dying for
Dying.
Animal Crossing on Wii. Not
Oh.
dying. That's overselling.
But I
it,
mean, like,
and this is what you
think
get.
about if they had done that game right, where it was basically what's that cat game on phones right now, where you just have like a bunch of cats that you take care of. It's like
Talking Tom.
what? It's like the little cat motel game, whatever. It's like a bunch of
don't know what that
Ding
is.
dong
I
meow
don't
meow.
either.
I don't know.
It's like a bunch of Tamagotchis, but like you're taking care of all these cats, right?
Yeah.
If you did that, but with Amiibo and Animal Crossing, where like you put your Amiibo in and then you have like a new Tamagotchi friend that you have to take care of in this game forever.
That's the thing. We didn't even get a dumb amiibo.
You're
game.
right, yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
even get a bad
Like,
one.
Even
That
a
would
half
be-
measure
that's a
would have been good.
no-brainer.
Moving
Yes,
on.
you're
like,
totally right.
just do that, and you've got an Amiibo game, and they made an Amiibo game that didn't even do that.
Talking about Human Revolution, though.
Yeah, director's cut.
Right. I have no idea, because I didn't play it, if that's a good version of that game, if that's a great way to play that game, because it came out so long after I had done everything I wanted to do in Human Revolution. I loved it, that it's just too late.
It's crazy, Ben. They put effort into it. They
Yeah.
made the bosses original. A criticism of the original is that
Yeah.
you could train your character this way, but you had to kill the bosses. They actually, for the director's cut, redid some of the boss fights in a way that you didn't have to lethally kill them.
Huh.
They put work into the director's cut of Human Revolution. It
Can you
does
also
se-
get the director's cut on PC?
I think you can get on PC. I'm not sure you can get it anywhere else.
Huh.
I think it fell into that weird crevice for me where it was too long after I had initially played through Revolution.
Yeah.
And not far enough out that I was ready to go through the whole thing again.
There's
From
no
my
way,
case,
right?
Arkham City made me laugh out loud. I remember pitching that at E3.
Yeah.
It's like, you're spending this much time. And I think that's the thing, is like everybody telling them you need to, buddy up to third parties. You need to make that more of a presence on their console. And then they come out on stage and they're like, guess what we're doing? And we're like, no, you don't talk about it. You just do it.
Yeah.
You don't go out on stage and sell us Arkham City, 2 years after Arkham City came out.
Yeah.
You just do it.
Hey, but
And hope it sells well.
But that Switch is gonna play Skyrim.
Oh man.
I know.
As we talk about repeated mistakes, right?
Wirelessly
Well,
with your
Look,
two.
when they showed that Skyrim though, that's what I thought about. That is what I thought about. I'm like, you're repeating the same mistakes. Mm-hmm. We don't care. We don't want third party.
I think Skyrim is a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
It's the game that
It
won't go
absolutely
away,
is.
but it's like, but it's still like a million years old, and like you don't need to talk about it on the Switch. Just throw it on the Switch, and like.
Can I throw something at you though? Can I throw something at you?
Throw it.
The people that are excited about Skyrim on Switch is not our audience.
Well, no, I mean, the idea of taking Skyrim and playing it on the train is a cool idea.
That's a cool idea.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I can play my favorite PC game on the go. That's good. That's a good idea, and it's a good proof of the concept of the Switch.
Yes.
But at the same time, it has the unfortunate side effect of also saying, hey, we're not learning. We're doing the same things we've always done.
I think it was cool in the reveal. I think it was cool to see it there, but as Jones said, don't brag about that. It's just Skyrim.
Sure.
Yeah,
Don't have
it's
Todd
kinda
Howard
like-
come up and talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's just Skyrim, and you're all right. Oh boy, we're just. As I was writing this list, I said this is gonna be a two-parter. We're deep in this episode, and we're not deep in this list.
There's one that I'm anxiously awaiting.
Is it Super Smash Bros. For Wii U?
No, but I like that game a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest reason to buy an amiibo, I think.
Yeah, as we said, you
What
get a
did
little
the
Tom
Amiibo
Brady.
do on that one?
There's so much in Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Oh, Smash Bros.
Yeah,
And
Smash Bros. For Wii U. Sorry.
when I think about how much is in it, it still impresses me. Like, that was a game they really went all out on.
Yeah. Yes. Perhaps to an absurd extent.
Perhaps to an absurd extent.
It's another game I think took too long to come out.
Yep.
Another game where I think they said from the beginning, it's a new console and there's gonna be a new Smash Bros. With this, which they haven't done yet with Switch, which I think is nice. Don't announce it too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, when I think of this game, when I think of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, I see it as diluted. I see it as there's
Sure.
almost too many characters for the characters to mean anything anymore.
So you're saying they
Diluted?
went too
Yeah.
far.
Or diluted.
Is that like delusional?
Yeah.
Sorry, diluted.
Ah.
Let me hit that T. It's like if the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they just added 5 more blocks to it, and just anybody who was ever on a TV show got to be on there.
I mean,
it
it's
makes
basically
everything
there.
less special.
It goes offshoots
It
in
does.
Hollywood.
There are
a bunch of people you never heard of.
The Mii thing with the different types of Mii fighters that you
Yeah.
can make didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
But I will say, especially at the time, the announcement of Cloud and Ryu and Bayonetta, all of that hit the right notes for me, and I was very excited.
Those trailers were fantastic.
Yeah.
That whole
Some
campaign.
good trailers.
that
Yeah.
didn't
Real
feel like it was being diluted.
Sure. When Dark Pit
Sure. Okay.
is announced as a character,
Yep.
that's like, hey, you don't need a whole slot for that guy.
Yep.
You don't need it. Stop that.
Yeah, that's like a costume option for Pit.
However, it does seem like that game put a toll on Sakurai.
Yeah.
Maybe Dark Pit was just for him.
Throw him a bone.
Maybe it was just for
Throw
him.
him a bone.
In a way, okay.
Yeah, okay. What's really funny is this is another strange, rare area where I agree with Damiani. We love Melee for the one mode where you adventure through the different worlds. You start off in Super Mario Bros. And you are your Smash character and you're smashing things, and you're in that Super Metroid where there's a time limit and you're still like collecting trophies. And you go to Kirby. Oh my gosh, we love that mode. And we just hate Super Smash Bros. For Wii U because of that, for not having that. Isn't that weird? It's so bizarre when Damiani and I agree on something. It doesn't feel right.
I'm trying to process this.
It's just so the idea of this crossover of all these games is so fun, and to celebrate it with that version, I think is really cool. And I think that the modes of the other games kind of fall flat in doing that and being the celebration of video games. Adding Ryu and Cloud, Bayonetta, so smart, so interesting. But I mean, they were DLC. They were kind of after the point of maximum enthusiasm.
In a weird way, the 3DS version coming out first.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was trying to remember the weirdness.
Forgot about that, Ben. Thank you. That's part of the legacy.
I remember
Absolutely.
there was like
legacy.
super weirdness with the 3DS version.
And I don't hate the 3DS version. This is not what this is, but I
Right.
remember being super excited for Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Getting on 3DS, being like, this is not how I want to play this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that I'd be able to play on Wii U with a GameCube controller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was hard. It was a hard feeling to shake.
Look at that.
Oh.
Oh, sounds like it's podcast hey time.
Sophie coming up on the couch for this.
Yeah.
Look at the couch.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies and Sophie for the month of February. Michael Kozachenko, who you can find at Misha Koz. Mango. iKeyless. Need a new car key or remote? iKeyless.com has been in the key replacement business since 2002. Check them out today and they can help save you up to 75% off of the dealership's prices. If you type in offer code EZA at checkout, you'll get 15% off of your order. Steve Lichman. Life's tough when you're a lich, and Steve's no different. Join Steven and his monster friends for their everyday lives down in the dungeon, battling handsome heroes, muscular magicians, and deep depression. Books 1 and 2 are available for pre-order for a limited time only. Check out the 90-page preview free at stevelichman.com. Neobites, a YouTube channel dedicated to bringing you the most up-to-date news in gaming and all-around entertainment. Check out their official video podcast, Bit News, weekly at youtube.com/neobites. Audio versions can be found on SoundCloud and iTunes. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. Sweet Justice, a sound design company based in England that's worked on Battlefield, Mirror's Edge, and Call of Duty. You can see and hear their work at www.sweetjustice.audio. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you, sponsors. What's
Question, has it always been tapestry or was it tapestries before?
Always tapestries.
Always tapestries.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Odd forms and somber tapestry. Did I say tapestries? Did I do plural?
You said tapestry
Yeah.
this time. I
Always
thought
been
it's always
tapestry.
been tapestry.
It's always been singular tapestry?
Always meant there's just one. It's the tapestry that literally envelops the entire Scorn experience.
Odd forms, Summer's tapestry.
Yeah.
I thought it's always been whatever. That's blowing my mind.
I will
right
dig
now.
up the original email and see if I can
No,
find
I
it,
mean,
but-
Dig up the original podcast.
I mean, to be honest, I could get the answer from them, but until we play Scorn, we're not going to know how many damn tapestries
we
are
don't
in
know
that
how
game.
many
How many
tapestries
tapestries
there
you
are. Might just be one. This is a castle,
This
and we have
tapestry is
many
a little more somber
tapestries.
than the last one.
Sorry?
I've gone and caught a sniffle.
And if you are a Scottish lord, then I am Mickey Mouse.
This stuff is over my head.
How
well,
dare he?
yeah.
Oh my
It's a
goodness.
mildly famous film.
Pretty famous film.
Yeah.
Pretty famous, Bossman.
You don't even know how much I dislike movies being called films. What you're describing is very clearly a movie. That's clearly a movie.
I'd say this particular movie is on the border of what I would consider a movie and a film, but
Yeah.
there's maybe there'll be a different podcast someday where we can discuss issues like this.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So here's my issue right now. We got a lot more games to talk about. We have not a lot left.
Just burn through
podcast
them.
left. So I kind of want to burn through them, but I really want to end on some thoughts about the Wii U and everything it was.
Yeah.
So let's just burn through a lot of these games. Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U.
Beautiful soda pop
Gorgeous.
candy stage.
Yeah.
Great
I
game.
think actually best looking game.
Possibly best looking game.
Maybe
on the
next
Wii U.
to, I mean, Bayonetta's nuts,
Yeah.
but just those textures, baby.
yeah, I
like,
Same league,
the
for sure.
reflections,
I think
those
Mario Kart
colors,
looks better.
the
Yeah.
shinies everywhere, like just.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
Great
game.
looking game.
It is a great looking game.
Pikmin 3 came out on the Wii U.
Wish I'd.
I love
Played it.
Pikmin 3.
I really
do.
like
Really?
I love Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
I really, really do love Pikmin 3.
Because 2 got too hard for me. Like
Yeah.
I got to a part in 2 where it was like you just lost 3 hours of game time, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to get that back. It's like you just lost 500 Pikmin. What are you gonna do now? It's like stop playing.
Stop playing.
I actually feel like 3 is fairly forgiving
Okay.
while still instilling in you the sense of you've got to go.
That is a
It
Wii U
finds-
game I might go back
It
and
finds
play.
a nice balance.
It's
'Cause I
cool.
love Pikmin 1.
Really don't like that last stage though, Ben.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's so weird. Okay. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, my favorite Wii U game. Nobody brought it up.
I think
It's
you could
solid.
make an argument for it being the best Wii U game.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that game. That's one of my issues.
It's a hard
with it.
game. It's a hard game.
Especially because I went right from 3D World into that, and that game's just a lot faster. There's a lot more dodging. There's just a lot. You got to know those levels.
Yeah.
Those stages are so expertly designed. Cranky Kong.
As I think back on my Wii U memories, I remember being with Justin Spear back at Game Trailers days. We shot that show.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing. Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome.
We got invited to a little Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze event.
You did?
Yes.
Dang.
And it was so cool to go to that thing because, I don't get to go to a lot of press events, but I was like, hey,
That's
Kyle,
true.
do you want to go? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I
And we
did.
shot a little segment where Justin Spear and I were surprised by how fun that game was.
Can I reach a little bit?
Let's do some reaching.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you play every video game, so I don't know. But of the games I have seen you play, I remember you streaming Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
And just playing it on your own. I've actually never personally seen you happier playing a game.
Wow.
It was comfortable watching
Yeah.
you play that game.
Yeah.
It felt like watching somebody make something that they'd made 500 times before. You were just like, wow, it's amazing watching you knit that thing or make that apple pie.
Yeah.
You just,
But still with
every
joy.
little secret, you just ran
watch-
right over to it and popped it open.
It's a joyous game.
Watching you talk about the context, saying, these aren't just platforms, they make sense within this world.
Oh.
The passion that dripped from that argument.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I remember an episode of Final Bossman where I'd talk about how good that game is in an ironic way, but I really love it.
And I never want to give you credence for anything.
Yes.
But like I was a little bummed. Like, God damn, next time Kyle brings something up, I'm gonna have to trust him a little bit because you kept being like, Jones, no, trust Tropical Freeze, and I was like, okay. 'Cause I remember that Goaty conversation.
I fought hard
we
for
just
Tropical
we
Freeze.
destroyed you. You were
Yeah.
like, there's
Yeah.
no chance.
Yeah.
And then like 8 months later, I was like, okay, play it. And I'm like, ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
We were wrong. We were wrong.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
Gotta say that.
There's that puzzle game.
We'll get there.
Oh, no,
Xenoblade
not-
Chronicles X? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that wasn't it.
So let's talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Why?
I think Xenoblade Chronicles X gets a bad rap.
Yes.
Wrongfully.
I think it rightfully gets a bad rap.
Sure.
Ooh.
Sure. That's fine. It is not Xenoblade Chronicles.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I do think Xenoblade Chronicles is a better game. Probably a much better game. But I really enjoyed Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's a weird video game.
Yeah.
It is strange. And I think people play a little bit of it and then they dismiss it. When you dig into the whole thing, when you finally get that mech, there are some incredible moments in that game.
Cool.
Is that the one with the big open environments?
Yeah, and
all
you have
the walking.
you have the sick robot that can transform and fly away. It is cool. And Ben, I'm just excited that there is some positivity about it. Thank you for being on the panel this week.
Yeah. But I get it. Those faces look bad. I understand.
Those are bad
I
faces.
understand.
Bad faces. If you ever want an example, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Ooh.
Yeah. This was cool for multiple reasons. It's a very good Monster Hunter game. I don't really like hunts in the water, but that's just me. However, you could play. This is the last Monster Hunter game you could play on a big screen.
It's a console Monster
Yeah.
Hunter
yeah,
game.
and you can transfer your save to the 3DS version. That was nice.
And play multiplayer with someone on a 3DS with your Wii U at the same time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crossplay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Unprecedented, right? Smash Brothers didn't do that. We know they worked on that game for a long time.
Yeah, you could not do that with
Like
Smash
no,
Bros.
like there wasn't one mode within Smash Brothers you could do.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions Pound FE?
Sharp FE.
Sharp FE.
No game on the Wii U. Okay, yep. No game on the Wii U was robbed more than this.
Ooh.
Whoa.
No game on the Wii U was robbed more than this.
Robbed
this
more
came
than
out,
this.
Came out in a time where everybody was like, all right, Wii U, I'm done with you. This weird title, Sharp FE. Sharp
Yep.
FE is great. It's so good.
What is it?
If
I don't know
people just
anything
gave
about
it a
this.
chance, they would understand how good Sharp
I know
FE is.
nothing about this game.
So
What
it's
is it?
the Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem game.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't they call it that?
Good question.
Good question.
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, if they called it that, I'd be like, oh, sweet.
The Sharp FE is the Fire Emblem.
Yep.
FE.
And Tokyo
Ah.
Mirage Sessions, SMT, it's there.
Yeah. Oh.
But backwards.
But backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never even made that connection before, Ben.
I never made that connection
Yeah,
either.
because you.
What a foolish
Just
title.
like
What a
until
foolish title.
just like until like 3 days ago, I never realized that the Overwatch logo was an O and a W. Never even thought of it.
I
I'd
didn't
never
either.
even thought about
I
it.
thought it was a cool O.
Yeah.
I know we're trying to go rapid fire here, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say some things that need to be said.
Yes.
Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE. Great characters, great soundtrack, excellent style, excellent battle system.
Wow.
What more do you want except a better title?
The dungeons could be a little better.
Okay.
What about those characters?
What
You said great
characters. I do think the characters are great. They are not okay. All right, here we go. I do think that this is something we should spend a little bit of time on.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think they have the most depth. I think they're relatively simple characters, but I do believe the game uses that to its advantage.
Whoa. Uses that
They're-
to its advantage.
They're lighthearted in a fun way, but I know that is not for everybody. Works for me. Works for me.
Works for Ben. Work for me.
Look at this
Work for
dog
me.
right now.
So this other game, I know we're doing rapid fire,
Miraculous.
and it's not really part of the legacy, but to me it totally is, and it's coming back around. Lego City Undercover.
Oh.
Yeah, coming
Yeah.
back to Dimensions.
Coming back as a game. So this is going to be on the Switch. It's going to be on the PlayStation 4. It's going to be on
that's right.
Xbox One. Just a port of Lego City Undercover, the
Oh.
exclusive Lego game for Wii U. That's crazy to me. This launched in 2013, so I thought it was actually a launch title. Turns out it was not.
Sadly, one of the Wii U games I was extremely tempted to check out.
But didn't. Oh, extremely tempted.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there were so many. Every time I heard of a Lego game, it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I love that. But like Indiana Jones 2, like, I played the first Indiana Jones game. I don't
Yeah.
know how to make time for this. And like Hobbit, like, I don't know if I'll have time. Whereas this was like, oh, it's a brand new story. It's a brand. I'm gonna walk around this world, not being like, nice, I see what you did there. Yeah, there's that building.
Yeah.
To be like, wow, what's that building? What's this? You know, I gotta catch what burglar? Let's go do it. It was just charming and silly to me, but never made the time.
I feel like
Didn't hear
Lego
anything
City
bad about it though.
was the wrong game at the wrong time. Despite it being well received and
Yeah.
reviewing fairly well,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people went, oh, a Lego game, that's your third-party support, and dismissed it.
Yes.
And
Yes,
there
yes,
was
yes.
that negative sentiment that I think is really shitty and unfair in a lot of ways. But yeah, I do remember reading a lot of comments like that.
And all you need is that one big complaint, like loading times in this instance.
Yeah, that's
Loading
true.
times are bad. It's that easy to dismiss it forever.
Yeah.
Loading times are bad.
Load times are bad.
I do think it'll do well when it re-releases.
Do we know when that's gonna happen?
Yes, we do. I think it's
Oh,
late March.
I'm streaming that, baby.
Is that
That's
do
gonna
you,
be good.
do you figure
That's a Tuesday morning Jones stream for sure.
Oh yeah.
Coffee.
Oh yeah.
Do you figure that's just happening because the license for the Wii U ran out, so they finally get to re-release it?
I wonder if
on-
Dimensions has something to do with it because
Real stuff?
you buy a character and you open up like its own little world in Dimensions.
Yeah.
So there's like the A-Team world you can go visit. Like the Lego City world is going to be one of them, and that the main character is going to be a character in Dimensions.
Because it'd be hard to believe that the exclusivity window is 4 years. So
Yeah,
they signed a
that-
contract that said, we got this
Yeah.
for 4 years.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Maybe just little
They're just like, oh yeah,
Lego Renaissance. Is there a Lego City movie in development?
there might be.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I mean there's got to be 500 Lego movies
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
aware of.
Yeah.
I want to see that Lego Batman. I heard it was good.
Yeah, I want to see Lego Batman 2.
I
There
heard that
is
too.
there is a Lego cop movie on Netflix that
Okay.
I just put on in the background the other day when I was cutting Horizon, but like I with no volume, just like
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's Lego City Undercover, that world, or if it's just like Lego Cops, if it's a whole different
Jones, you
thing.
got to get back to us on that.
Sure.
What's that?
It's just Sophie. Just
rockstar paw in the
She's
air.
just putting her paw in the air,
Sophie, to listeners, is on the couch with us.
laying on her back.
She's having the time of her life right
Her
now.
right front paw is just outstretched in the air, and her left front paw is just kind of like she's doing like a Superman. Oh God, Sophie.
Uh,
Was
the
that puzzle
wonderful
game?
101.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first ever Wii U game I saw.
Can't say I was tempted to ever actually play this, but it looked interesting.
This was fun. It was E3. It was prior to the Nintendo's press conference when they still did those. They were coming in. Jones, I think you were on this project too. I mean, we used to work on the E3 stuff for game trailers. Though, was that more for Spike? It was more for Spike than game
It
trailers
was
at that point,
Spike's
wasn't it?
E3 All
Access.
Access Live.
Yeah, E3 All Access Live. Yeah. And so it
Still
was
lanyards
It
of
was
that
like a
laying around
shutdown
Viacom.
set. It's like, okay, everybody, turn your phones off. Okay, nobody tweet about this. We're about to see some Wii U games. And it was Wonderful 101 was the game that they were like testing out. And I was like, oh, this is what the Wii U can do? This is what the Nintendo console can do. It wasn't called Wii U at that point even.
Yeah. What was the code name? It wasn't Revolution. That was
Project
the Wii.
Cafe.
Oh yeah, right.
Ooh.
That's weird.
And so I feel bad that that's my first impression of the game.
No, again, I think it falls into maybe wrong game, wrong time
Yeah,
category where
absolutely.
people want the razzle dazzle. They
We
want,
wanted that razzle
especially,
dazzle.
Especially this is Platinum's new
Yes.
project.
Yeah.
But removed from all of that, I
Yeah.
really do think the Wonderful One is a great game.
I think that's what it is, Ben.
It is a great game.
It had that launch expo, like Luigi's Mansion. We hated it because that's a launch
But
title.
Luigi's Mansion is great.
That's the thing, yeah.
People just gotta
Luigi's Mansion.
take things as they are.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Launch Day Blues for Wonderful 101.
I cannot even conjure up in my mind what Wonderful 101 looks like.
So it's top down.
Did I miss it entirely?
Probably.
I feel like I might not have even seen this game.
It's
How is that possible?
very possible. You were caught up in New Super Mario Bros. U, I guess.
No.
Oh dang, that came out in 2013 as well. That was not even a launch title. It was shown off at launch.
Shown off,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Zombie U. Now there's a launch title.
Oh man.
I really like Zombie U a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zombie U was one of those checks and balances that we used to get when we worked in an office where we all knew what games other people were excited about. And I just remember Ryan Steven coming by my office and was like, "Hey Ryan, like we were doing stuff today." He's like, "Oh, we gotta do this and this." "Oh, Zombie U's bad." And he like walked away. I was like,
No.
He said Zombie U's bad?
Yeah, the
Ryan.
he reviewed it for Game Trailers and did not.
they did not like
But
it.
the premise was so cool, and having
What was the premise?
The premise. Well, there were two things that I liked about it. One, that the inventory was on the actual device.
Yes.
And that there was a button on it where you could look behind you on the TV. So if you're like checking your backpack, the game is still running. You're not paused right now. So a zombie could sneak up on you, and so you'd have to have like the volume up on your TV. And there's a button you could hit that would just like, huh, wait, what? And you like look behind you. And I dug that. And your character would actually like take a knee and open up your
Dig through the
backpack,
backpack,
and be
yeah.
looking through the backpack.
And that's the
So
use of the
I love
gamepad.
survival games. I love
Yeah.
zombie games. I love like games you're trying Resident Evil and everything. You're like trying to make the most of the stuff that you have, and which I would love to see some other dev pick this up. Especially with all like just tons of indie PC gamers and making all sorts of crazy zombie games. The idea that you go through this world, try to accrue as much material as you can with the character you are given. Once that character dies, you become another character, go back into that world, and at some point will bump into your old dead self
As a zombie.
as a zombie,
yeah.
and
Let
then you
It
can
Die
possibly,
does that.
and I believe, reclaim your old stuff. Like that person would be walking around with your backpack.
Oh, if I kill that zombie,
and
I
if you
get my
kill
loot
that
back?
zombie, you can get your stuff back.
That's pretty cool.
I think. I don't know. I don't know if it goes that deep.
I remember
Yeah.
your stuff was there.
But I just
yeah.
remember Stevens being like ugly, buggy, boring.
Not the most
Like
polished game, but those ideas that you're describing, I thought were legitimately good ideas that were fairly well executed on.
yeah.
I think the common criticism. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you.
No, simple question. How much
Yeah.
do you think the name Zombie U hurt it?
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot.
These dumb decisions.
Stupid names.
Here's the thing. If Wii U was a good title, if
Right.
Wii U was a good name for the console, Zombie U is a good name for that game.
Zombie Switch.
Yeah.
But like, the Nintendo, I think they're the only company that like does this. Like, they called everything Super Mario, Super this, Super that, because of the Super Nintendo. But that
because
actually works.
This was Ubisoft, to be clear.
No, I know.
Ubisoft
But, like-
made an original game for the launch of that console.
right,
Pretty
but
crazy.
like other companies don't do that.
Well,
Things
it's
aren't
like
called like
PlayStation has like the Playroom,
right,
for like
yeah, and
their,
PlayStation All-Stars, I guess.
they do. They just don't advertise it as much as Nintendo does.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nintendo
It's
really puts that
weird.
stuff front and center.
I don't think we'll see Switch at the end of titles, though, if that makes us feel any better.
1-2 Switch.
Yes. But ports of, sequels
Sure.
to.
Yeah.
This is the Switch version of this. What Mario Kart's called DX.
There's that 1920s
Always
child
okay with
abuse game called Cut Me a Switch.
Stop! No, don't. My goodness. Corrections.
What?
Explain
Go
it.
get your Switch.
I can't move on.
Go
we
get
gotta
me
What, you don't know how to cut
like
me
a switch, like
a
hitting with a
stick?
switch. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
NES
Don't
Remix,
make jokes like that.
I think is an interesting game in the history of the Wii U. because this is weird. Nintendo reflecting upon its legacy in this weird manner. Maybe it is kind of tied to how weird Super Mario Maker became. NES Remix is this kind of strange thing where it's, hey, let's play around with our old games.
That's right.
Yeah, let's do weird stuff with it. Let's make a weird little challenge game. Let's use our old sprites. Let's use these old franchises and make something kind of interesting out of it. NES Remix is kind of cool, looking back at the Wii U's legacy, I think.
We were talking about in Frame Trap, the Super Mario All Stars came up, and we were like, "Wouldn't that be great?"
Oh yeah.
If in that level you were jumping around between, you play like one level of Super Mario Bros. 3, another one of the original, one of 2.
Yeah.
The lost levels.
I suspect we'll see more things like that on Switch. This openness to being remixing and playing around with the old franchises.
Fingers crossed. After Super Mario Maker, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that joke.
Star Fox
By the
Zero.
way.
It's fine.
Don't tell me you're sorry. You got to deal with the comments.
I don't read the comments of the show.
Oh, hey!
What?
I brought up Batman. I didn't even realize it.
When? I missed it.
Arkham City, baby.
Oh,
No. Jones,
you
come
said
on.
Arkham City. I don't know if you said Batman.
That doesn't feel. I don't
Well, I
feel like
just
you're
did,
making.
so.
You're going out of your way to make a Batman reference, though.
But I did.
Okay.
No, I think the beauty.
Because I just had that thought. I was like,
The
oh, wait, I
beauty
gotta
of it-
wedge in Batman somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I already?
The beauty of it is that you set that goal, forgot that you set
Easiest
that
goal,
goal,
easiest goal
and then
ever.
because you're
I'm so proud of
you,
myself.
brought up Batman anyway. It's like if I
a
would
real
set a
fan.
goal to like make an inappropriate joke,
Yeah.
and then
be a good goal,
forgot that I
actually.
set
Yeah.
that goal.
Yep.
Star Fox Zero.
Sour
game-
taste
that game is
in my
bad.
mouth.
Yeah.
That's
I-
an N64
Although
game.
what I will say is they were like, you can look anywhere in your ship. And I was like, all right. And then actually demoed it. I'm like, that is kind of cool. That does allow me to do things that I have not done before in a flight sim. Thanks, Nintendo. Didn't buy it, didn't play it.
Yeah.
So I was interested in that one moment. They did intrigue me with that concept a little more than I was expecting.
Sure.
I like looking around my ship
Cutscenes, for
and
example,
Elite
was
Dangerous.
fun. Like, every cutscene in Star Fox Zero, you can view from the inside of your ship. So if Falco's like flying next to you and talking to you, on your screen in the game, you'll see a shot of all of you lined up and you're all flying through space. Whereas on the Wii, you could actually move it to your left and see that angle of him talking.
Jones, I think that really only happens in the intro.
Okay.
I
Well, I
really
mean,
don't-
again, I only
I
played
don't-
20 minutes of it at E3,
I know.
so like,
I'm trying to think of my playthrough. I don't think they do much more of that ever again.
then that's real bad.
Yeah.
The Wii can't handle
You
that kind of
mentioned
stuff.
the word grody earlier.
Yes.
I think it's applicable here.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. After Bayonetta 2, after Mario Kart 8,
Surely
we
you
had
can make
high
this game look
expectations.
better.
for this game.
waiting for a Star Fox game for so long.
Yes, and I think their justification was, well, we're actually rendering it twice. We're rendering it up on your TV and we're rendering it in your gamepad. This game could not happen if we didn't do both of those things. So that's a necessary trade-off. It's like, no, it's not. That's not necessary. Oh, the Wii U.
Also,
Oh, the
make a
gamepad.
system that is technologically like competitive, and then whatever.
Ooh, okay. And the next one on our list is actually...
Let's end on that.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. The Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Wonderful.
Great puzzle game.
Excellent puzzle game.
I feel like
One of the most
in
outstanding
the
examples
worst
of
way,
the
the
genre.
meme has overshadowed the game.
It's a puzzle game.
The game is so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's a very good game. It's an offshoot filler game that is actually feels like a game unto itself. It actually feels good buying it and playing through it, and I really love that game. It's in my top 3 for the Wii U, to be honest.
It's like Frasier. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
Frasier.
Frasier's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Offshoot of Cheers.
Yeah.
Actually pretty
You're
good.
like, oh, that's really that of all, not Norm, not of all the characters, Frasier is getting
Yeah.
his own show, and then you like see the first episode, like, hey, this totally holds up on its own.
I
you
can
know?
do this for 8 years.
Yeah. These ridiculous,
That's great.
ostentatious white people
Especially
are
because
fantastic to
Nintendo's
watch.
about fun ideas, and so it's neat to see a fun idea that like just gets steam and steam and steam. I would love to see that moment within Nintendo corporate where like they actually were like, should we do this? Should we make that? A lot of people are talking about it.
People
a lot of
love
buzz
that
here.
minigame, yeah.
Will we
make
ever
its own
see
thing.
another standalone Captain Toad game?
I'm going to say no. And that's the list of games. Obviously, there are more. There's Pokken tournaments. There's... Go ahead.
Here's what I could. Sorry to interrupt. I just what they've done with Mario vs. Donkey Kong. How experimental they've been with it. How because of its status they can be experimental with it.
Yeah.
I feel like you could argue maybe Captain Toad falls in line there.
I
a
think...
second-
Go ahead.
For a second, I thought you were talking about a game called Marvel vs. Donkey Kong.
Mario
I was
vs.
like,
Donkey
did I
Kong.
say
Or,
Marvel?
or Mario versus Donkey Kong. And I was like,
One
whoa. I want to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah. where
They're like
half the
competing.
roster is Marvel characters and the other half is just Donkey Kong.
I meant to say Mario, but
Different
yeah.
versions of
Yeah.
Donkey
Marvel
Kong.
No, it's
versus
just
Donkey Kong
it's just
would be great.
Donkey
You
Kong
change the
takes
color
up a
of his
huge.
tie.
It's just
huge
Donkey
square.
Kong. He's like, yeah, I could take him.
Marvel versus
but
I meant Mario.
Hulk and DK go.
But
I need that
Donkey
now.
Kong doesn't stand a chance.
yeah.
No, Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's Donkey Kong is just like super confident all the time and just keeps losing.
Yeah.
But they're all like weird, like three-legged race, like camp, like.
Oh, so it's
weird.
not even a fighting game.
It's not a fighting game. They're
Okay.
just like
Spelling
doing
competitions and
yeah.
stuff.
Who can
Marvel versus
Get the
Donkey
best
Kong at the
deal.
Winter Olympics.
yeah, who can get the best deal at the supermarket?
So as we close talking about these games, and as Ben just said, do you think we'll see more of that? I do feel like Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker lives and dies on the Wii U. I don't expect it to move to the Switch. And I think a lot of these games do live and die on the Wii U.
They die because of the Wii U.
They died because
Sure.
of the Wii U. Like that's the thing. Like Bayonetta 2 probably would have sold really well had it been on a system that people owned.
Well, Bayonetta 1 sold okay, and that's the reason why Bayonetta 2 likely wasn't going to happen unless
Yeah.
Nintendo popped in.
But it would have sold more copies.
It would have sold more copies, absolutely.
Or in like all these other games, you know, like I don't know. Whatever.
Splatoon survives despite the Wii U.
Yeah.
Splatoon sold very well, and will continue
because
to
you
sell.
can't deny Splatoon.
Yeah. But I think
Come
that's,
on.
I think that's interesting though, because the way
It
we
is.
talked a lot about all these games is, they had no chance. It was on the Wii U, and Splatoon is like, you know
Right.
what? I'm not gonna let that stop me.
I wonder if
Here we
that's
go.
because you can look at Splatoon and say, I get Splatoon, and if I had that, I would want to play that.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones are like, oh yeah, that's more Mario,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Question. Mm-hmm. We're talking about something like a Captain Toad,
Yeah.
where it's its own unique thing, where Splatoon is definitely a twist on the multiplayer shooter, but it is still a multiplayer shooter that is a very popular genre. Do you think that has something to do with it outliving the Wii U?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's, hey, Nintendo finally made a multiplayer shooter.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you're kind of right. There's something
People
inherently fun
respond to
about
that.
playing games online.
The
That's a really good point,
The
actually.
funny thing though with Splatoon is like, given Nintendo's track record sometimes and missteps, it very easily could have just looked like, oh, they made a kid shooter. They made a like dumb like, you know, saccharine safe little thing for kids. Who cares? You
Yeah,
know?
and it
but
turns out
it
to be
somehow
fun.
went beyond that. You
Yeah.
know? So I think that is. I mean, that's really cool for that game to have done that.
I expect Smash Bros. To continue.
Yeah.
The rumor for a long time was that it'll just be a port, and that's probably a good rumor. That instead of getting a whole new Smash Bros. Game in 5 years, probably in 1 year we'll have a sweet Switch port with more characters
Of Wii U.
Of the
one?
Wii
Wii
U
U.
version, yeah.
Yeah,
Goku.
I'll buy it.
Goku and Ice Climbers. Please buy again.
Yeah, because you have the HD Ice Rumble.
It'll
Yeah.
work
I mean, we're seeing Mario Kart 8 come to the Switch
Yeah.
with Splatoon characters.
with Splatoon characters. We're, Pikmin 4. Miyamoto said it's almost finished, so we'll probably see that.
Did
soon.
he actually?
He said I
A
think
long time ago.
2 years ago, perhaps.
Oh.
At this point, a long time ago. So Pikmin 4 is almost finished. Very, very funny. Tropical Freeze, I'm worried about. I wonder if that lives and dies on the Wii U.
They
Well,
have
if
to
we
do
won't get a
another-
new Donkey Kong game that's
They
comparable.
have
No,
to.
that game in particular. Do I have
Oh.
to keep my Wii U around to play Tropical Freeze in the future?
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. Even.
Unless do you
I don't
think,
think it's a definitely.
do you
Yeah,
think
that's
you'll
what
be
I'm
able to
worried about.
virtual console Wii games onto the Switch?
Oof. If I'll someday be able to download
Yeah.
Wii U games, I don't know. A future console.
I mean, why
I mean-
wouldn't they be able to do that on the Switch? Just throw it on the store.
Yeah, because there's not enough space on that stupid card. Is my guess. I don't
The
know.
Switch card?
Yeah,
Can't you expand it?
I mean,
you can. You can get a new SD card.
you can download Wii games on the Wii U. There's not a ton of internal storage on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
There are Wii games on the Wii U.
Download Xenoblade Chronicles on your Wii U.
Yeah. I did the Metroid Prime collection, which was cool.
Yeah.
You can play through
And-
Metroid Prime with the
Metroid
Wii
Prime
remote.
Trilogy?
Both of those games, notoriously difficult to get.
Yeah.
Perfect reason to re-release.
Yeah, okay. Ian, I think it's a good guess that Wii U games will be on the Switch. Why not?
Why not? Throw them on there.
Why not? They're all
Maybe they'll find it. Maybe Bayonetta 2 will get more sales.
Because that's what I think about. Like, is there a reason to have a Wii U going forward? Is there a reason to keep it on your shelf? Is there a reason to keep it in your house? Should we all just go to GameStop right now and trade them in, get $25?
The virtual console. There's a
Yeah.
virtual console game I am now negotiating playing.
Negotiating.
Talking with other allies about like,
Yeah, yeah.
should I play this? I'm
Yeah,
thinking about playing this next. That is on. That is the best way to get that game. So I'm happy that I own a Wii U to have access to every now and then. I know the random group stream at least like one a month. It's just like, what? Ooh, do we have? Oh, I think that's on Wii U. You know.
Yeah.
I think that will quickly, Jones, transition to a Switch.
To
though.
the Switch, yeah.
I think that'll quickly transition to, we'll stream it on Switch.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Switch.
Yes.
Because that's what I wonder, Jones. Is it a good thing to just ditch the Wii U at this point?
I wouldn't mind it if they literally made a 1-to-1 transition of the stuff that you can get on Wii U. Now you can just get on Switch. Boom. Yeah,
You
it's
wouldn't
like,
mind tossing out your Wii U? I'm done with you, bud.
I would not be emotionally. I would not toss it out.
The
I'd still
portability
keep it, but-
factor of the Switch is a crucial element.
Yeah. I think the Wii U is, honestly, if we're being honest, immediately antiquated. Is that correct, Ben?
I think it was antiquated before it came out.
Yes, yes. But right now, just
Yeah.
having this discussion,
Yeah.
I want to go back and play Tropical Freeze. I
Ooh,
want
nice.
to go back and I want to play Bayonetta.
I want to finish to Captain Toad.
And I don't
after
think
this
that's
conversation.
Nice.
a large number of people, but for me, just I'm not willing to get rid of my Wii U in case that moment strikes me.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at a shelf with like 6 old systems on
I
it.
still got my Jaguar. I'm not.
Yeah, like it's
I'm,
gonna.
not, I'm never
stick
getting rid of
around.
my Wii U.
Somebody's
Okay.
gonna have a Wii U around.
Yeah, I think I might pack mine up, to be honest with y'all.
I get it, for sure.
Though, one thing we didn't talk about, because this was only related to games, one thing I really like doing, just put it on Netflix as I fall asleep, just propping it up in bed. Just got noise blasting at
on the
you.
gamepad.
Yeah, it's really actually really nice for that.
Yeah.
Switch, no Netflix.
Really?
launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
weird.
no video, no Hulu, no
It's got that little kickstand.
It's got a
HBO
little
Go.
kickstand.
It's got a little kickstand. It's built for putting Netflix on your nightstand.
I suspect it'll have Netflix before fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
think
when
that's a good
people
guess.
are buying it as Christmas presents, as holiday presents, it'll start having
Sneak it
those
in there.
things. Yeah.
You'll get a free month if you buy it for Christmas.
Ben, what are you writing on the Wii U's tombstone?
I love you.
No.
Wow.
Ian, what are you writing on Wii U's tombstone?
The Wii U had its time in the sun. We said we, but had no fun.
Did you really? Come on, that's so good.
That is so good. That
We
is so
said
good.
we, but had no fun. Good Lord, that's good. Wow. Jones, what are you putting on that tombstone?
We can do better.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Youchie.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I don't know. It's honestly, this is too sad. You're right. I shouldn't pose things at the panel that I'm not ready to answer myself. Like, it didn't die too soon. It died after it should have died.
It died after.
It died after it should have died.
The saddest thing I've ever heard.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Is the Wii U.
Ooh. Okay.
Even on the tombstone, there's ellipses, like you kind
Yeah,
of spin it
yeah.
out.
It's a picture of his face.
It died.
Here's an interesting one. Oh, it's time for Love and Respect.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love and respect. Find that writer. This comes to us from Brandon K. Gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey everyone. My question this week, embargo timing. Reviews of Horizon Zero Dawn are out, and they're all, from what I've seen, incredibly positive. Yet, the game still has a week to go before release by the time of this podcast recording. On the opposite hand, Doom didn't have reviews come out until right up to the game's release per Bethesda's policy. While both games received great critical appraisal, it got me thinking, when is the best time to send out review copies of a game? Is it better being so far out from a game's launch or only at the 11th hour? What is your take from a business standpoint? And finally, being in the business of reviewing and critiquing games, is it an afterthought you prefer to have games well in advance? Or do you like the tight deadline to work under?
No.
Thank you very much for taking my question. If you do, and stay easy, fellow allies.
I mean, business-wise, it's good for us to have it early because then we can get, like, for our business, getting a review up when people are thinking about a game and Googling videos of that game, that's just good business. It gets us clicks. And I do think that we have more time to do the reviews, and they're better reviews.
Fairly regularly, we get very, very, very large games, and they say, all right, you have 2 days till the embargo.
Yeah.
And that's very... I don't want to sit here and say, oh, pity me. Of course, we still get to play a game for review. It just does make it difficult to thoroughly cover something when we have that little time before the date.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the Horizon thing was a confidence play.
Yeah.
I think they said we got a hit on our hands.
Yeah.
And Sony has done that a lot.
Yeah.
I think they also wanted to get buzz ahead of Zelda.
Oh, Jones.
So I think they might have pulled that, it's like 2 games, open world, crafting, bow and arrow, like there's lots of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I think
they're like, you don't need to buy a
they might have
Switch.
yanked that embargo back a little bit just to like, let's get the buzz going.
I do think confidence is a part. Like, there are some games where it's like, we get the game and it says the embargo and the things you can't show and whatever, and it's just like, oh, you don't believe in your game. You think this is a bad game, and you know we're gonna give it a 3.
Which sucks because it happened with Dishonored 2.
And it happened with Doom.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just weird. I don't know why Bethesda decided to do that.
Because it worked with Doom.
I guess, but like, still, why did they decide to do it with Doom? Like, why do that at all? I don't get it. I don't see the logic, but
I think it's hard to pin down a correct business answer, though. I've seen embargoes that are a week out, a day out, a couple of days out, and I've seen all of them do well, and I've seen all of them do poorly.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you can point to and say, well, this is clearly the right answer.
the right answer is make good games.
Yep.
Because then let people review them and in a timely manner. Like, that's the answer. Like, if you make quality stuff and then you're gonna get good reviews, but I mean, obviously that doesn't happen all the time.
It can't.
It can't.
Everything can't be great.
No.
Mm-hmm. But you are getting a different kind of review if you give that reviewer time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're getting something else other than a review. They might have time to make a couple other videos.
Right.
You know. They might have,
There's a recent example I want to bring up that I think is very important.
Absolutely.
Especially in this case. So Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Review codes were sent out for Yakuza 0 well ahead of time.
Yeah.
I believe a month and a half. And that is a series that has struggled overseas. But if you look at go look at a broad sample of Yakuza 0 reviews, there's kind of this sentiment of, oh, I haven't really given this a chance before, but it turns out this is really good.
Yeah.
I do not believe, I firmly feel that wouldn't have happened had the review process not been handled that way.
And you know what I think was huge? This is stupid, but the chicken you can recruit as part of your real estate empire, having that little clip be on Twitter the day of review days embargo is so good and did so much for that game.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to go buy that game because there's a chicken in it. Just the adding to the goodwill, adding to it, letting it all accumulate, getting buzz on Twitter for a Yakuza game. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't... It does seem obvious to me to do the review stuff weeks ahead of time, but Bethesda, for some reason, sees the opposite.
I think that some companies don't think that they need reviews or care.
Right.
That like they're like, people are going to be streaming this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're going to get the sales.
There's another factor to consider, I think, that is important as well. There are sometimes we get discs or code, and it feels like, oh my God, we're getting to this to you as fast as we can. Like we are working down to the wire. So developing games is very difficult. I don't always think it is possible to get it out timely, and I do sympathize with that to some degree.
True. I mean, that's also a case too where we've had games that we've reviewed that we got a week ahead of time, and then they're like, there's a day one patch that's gonna fix all the gripes that you have in the review. Basically,
well, Horizon said there's a day one
right,
patch.
and that's actually good because they sent out a press release saying it's going to address these things, but like, or whatever, reviewer guide. But sometimes it's just like, you know, put the patch out. Try get the patch like ready, or like be more specific about the things it's going to address, because like
Otherwise, it's possible.
these are game breaking things and it's going to hurt your score. Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. It's cool.
We're all in it together.
It's cool when it goes right. It's cool when it's Yakuza. It's cool when it's Horizon.
But there's never, we're never not going to use that time. We're not going to get a game 2 weeks early and be like, well, put that on the shelf. Like, I'm going to hit that right away, finish it,
Yeah.
and then really have the time to write the script, work with the editor.
Makes for better reviews.
That was cool.
It absolutely does. And I think you're totally right. I liked what you said about Yakuza, because like for IGNs or whoever, where they have a million staff members, like maybe they'll get to it no matter what. But like, if you have a month and a half,
we gotta pick and choose.
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, I got time to like play a couple hours of this every couple of days, and then but before you know it, you're doing a review,
or all of it in a few days.
Yeah.
We've got a game from Zugdar. It's game time. Before and after, Easy A edition. Use the following clues to connect titles to random video games into a single answer. This will make sense after the example. Each game title shares a word that links the two titles together. Example, the hint would be Archaeological Battle of the Sexes. Answer, Tomb Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, okay.
Tomb Raider, Raiders of the Lost Ark. We're combining titles. This might be a very hard game.
This seems really hard,
It's going to be hard.
Okay, we'll do some. We'll see.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. We'll see.
We've almost been here in this room for 12 hours.
Okay, let's see how we do here. Double jumping caped human. It's been a long day. Double jumping caped humans versus orcs.
Double jumping cave humans.
Shadow the Hedgehog of Mordor? No, not Cape.
Shadow the Hedgehog of Mordor. I mean, I like your fake answer.
That's a good fake answer.
Caped. Mario's caped, and
The end of one
Mario
title
World.
is the beginning of the other title. Is how this
Super
works.
Yeah.
Mario World of Warcraft. What was the last?
Ooh, there you go. Super Mario World of Warcraft.
Oh, I said it.
Yeah.
I got one. Suck it.
You just kind of like
Okay,
whispered it
hold
out,
on.
Jones. That was so funny.
Who's got capes?
I just forgot the
In
rest
Super
of it.
Mario World, you got capes. That's one of the
But
the yellow
okay,
cape.
here's what threw me off.
The double jump.
You don't double
no,
jump, really.
Okay.
humans. You're just playing as Mario?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it's humans versus orcs. I think that was
Right.
part of
Okay,
the. I get it.
all right,
I
all
get it, I
right.
get it.
Different
This is
sides,
hard. I
same
like this,
coin.
though. I like this.
Yeah.
Keep going. Let's keep doing them.
Okay. Time traveling heroes with swords and guns.
Oof, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
There's one game that's that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, so time traveling heroes. I'm adding to this. What you got?
Well, Time Splitters comes to mind, but
Ooh, okay.
I can't think of a game that starts
Time
with...
Splitters is the second half of this.
Oh, so yeah, I was gonna say it's not Time Splitters.
Turtles and Time Splitters?
Ooh, nice, but no.
What's the whole thing?
Time traveling heroes. Time traveling heroes with swords, guns.
So we know that the last half is Time Splitters.
Uh-huh.
So that means the first game ends in time.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, a cracking Time Splitters.
Nice, Jones. Maybe this is a game where there's a sword because we already have the guns covered.
Oh, Ocarina of Time Splitters.
Nice, Jones.
Oh.
Nice, Jones.
You're good at this.
The Khaleesi's pets battling through eras of leaders.
Dragon
Age of Empires?
Yes.
Age of Empires, yes!
That one I did actually know.
But he's so fast.
He's
on
so
these.
fast. Yeah,
Jones.
Jones is crushing it.
Okay. A classic ballistic defender from Westwood.
Westwood?
Yeah, Westwood Studios.
Oh.
Classic ballistic. Missile Command and Conquer.
Yes. It's so fun to see these roll out as you're thinking them, basically.
Yeah. I want to get one.
The King ship will arrive after Daggerfall.
The King ship.
The King ship
The King ship.
will
Two
arrive
words?
after Daggerfall.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, after
Daggerfall's Elder Scrolls.
Daggerfall
Oh, right.
is, if we're going mainline,
It's, not
Morrowind.
Skyrim, but
Morrowind.
no, Morrowind is Morrowind, and then Oblivion, and then
right? But after
After
Daggerfall is the
Daggerfall.
second one.
After
Arena,
Daggerfall is
Daggerfall,
Morrowind.
You're right. Daggerfall was the
Okay.
second
Yeah.
one. So yeah.
Okay, so
but-
we got that. Now we need the King ship. A game that either ends with Morrow or begins with Wind.
Totally. Morrowind Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Oh, King ship. Bah, 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 bah. Yep. Spoilers.
Jones, I really love that you're just thinking out loud. Like these
Yeah.
are really
Here's what was
it's your
throwing me
thoughts
off,
just
though.
coming out.
Okay, and I'm just being.
It's
Spoiler.
It's
It's like
spoiler.
Wayne's World. Like, no, it's arcade.
No,
Heads up in my
it's,
mouth
it's
and out
not.
of game.
It's not. The title isn't Morrowind. It's the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Morrowind.
That's what we're
Morrowind.
talking about.
Well, and
right.
it's not. The game's not called Wind Waker.
It's called The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Wind Waker.
Okay.
So try again on that one.
Cowboys spiking in the sand.
Cowboys spiking in the sand.
Red Dead or Alive.
Yes.
Ooh,
Well done, Ian.
nice.
That was awesome.
This,
That
is
was-
one. This game is really heating up.
Wow, that was
Actually,
I got
really good.
one.
Yeah, yeah. These games, guys.
Yeah.
All those-
Are there more?
Yeah.
I love these games. every
Spies in crazy cars.
week. Spies.
Spies.
Crazy cars.
I feel like Crazy Taxi. Is that the second?
It isn't.
No,
He used the word crazy.
because it's just a taxi. So it's like I
That's
think this is
true.
like
Spies and crazy.
what's a crazy?
cars.
Twisted Metal's pretty crazy.
Oh, is it?
Twisted Metal Gear?
Yes.
Metal Gear!
Yes. Twisted Metal Gear Solid.
Oh!
Jones.
Twisted Metal Gear Solid.
Wow, very well done.
Dude, these are good.
You must construct additional classic Sega RPGs.
Whoa.
StarCraft.
It has to be StarCraft.
It's StarCraft.
Classic. Oh, Fantasy StarCraft.
Yes.
Fantasy StarCraft.
Fantasy StarCraft.
It was. I just
Yeah, I
because
know.
you put StarCraft first.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, wait,
yeah,
so
yeah.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet and healthy slicer and dicer.
Sweet and healthy slicer and dicer.
I hardly knew her.
Sweet and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But
This one's super hard.
slicer and dicer. I
Yeah.
do feel like
Cooking
It's-
Mama, Overcooked. I'm trying to think of like sweet and healthy. No.
I get what's happening
wait,
here. This one's
wait,
just super hard.
Fruit Ninja.
Ooh.
Oh! Fruit Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja
Oh my god. I don't know.
I would play that.
Fruit
But
Ninja
we
Gaiden.
did it.
Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
would be amazing.
Bunch of fabulous ninjas slicing fruit.
Ooh, this is fun. Hitting the right
That's the
notes
worst high five.
with this
Worst.
character MOBA.
What?
Wait.
Say it again.
Hitting the right notes with this character MOBA.
Guitar Heroes of the Storm.
Yes.
On it. Are there more?
Yep. Zombies stirring with your inner demons.
Zombies stirring.
Zombies stirring with your... Oh, sorry. Zombies stirring your inner demons.
Oh.
Okay, going out on a limb here. Is
Uh-huh.
one of them Silent Hill?
No. Good guess, though.
Dead Island.
No, your inner demons.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry, is that one? No.
Inner demons.
I gotta say, this one's pretty hard, too.
We'll get it. Give us
Okay.
a minute.
All right.
Zombies stirring your inner demons.
Eternal Darkness.
I was thinking that too.
No.
Zombies stirring your inner demons.
No, that's just one word.
Left 4 Dead.
Diablo would be one. That's just one word.
Amnesia. The Dark Descent.
No. What if Dead is Dead in it? I don't think we're
not.
gonna get it.
Dead is not in it.
in there anywhere. Oh.
Any direction?
Yeah, we might call this one a Mikami special.
Oh, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil
but-
what?
Nemesis.
Oh,
No.
that's just one title.
Zombies stirring your inner demons. Resident
Evil
Evil.
Within?
Yes,
yeah.
Resident Evil Within.
Oh,
Resident
little yellow
Resident
Mikami
Evil
sandwich.
Within, yeah, Resident Evil Within.
Oh,
Little
Yeah,
Mikami
I
sandwich.
was
that's
like,
clever.
I was like, yeah, what is this
Demons
second?
though. It's a little rough.
Yeah,
Inner
that's-
demons.
I'm gonna
I
say,
do
that
think
one was
the
really
demons
tough. That one was very
threw
tough.
it off.
There are no demons in either of those.
Okay,
games.
last three,
Demons
and this
is-
one's labeled hard mode.
Oh boy, let's
Oh,
do it.
Yeah, these are the hard ones.
Oh,
Outback egg tender.
Outback egg, tender.
Yes.
Tin.
When I
Tender
think
as
of-
in like
when I
a
think of
salesperson?
egg,
Mm-hmm.
Outback egg tender. Tasmanian Devil May Cry.
Oh, that's fun, but no.
Oh,
That was.
That was really fun.
I don't know where the tender is.
I don't know.
bet
An
it was
egg
cool.
tender.
That would be.
So I don't know what an egg tender is.
Is
it
an egg
somebody-
tender like
somebody who takes care of eggs?
yeah, either someone like a babysitter or like a tender can also
I think
be
of
like
Billy Hatcher.
Okay.
Shop-
Oh,
That's the
who do
only
we think of here?
Billy Hatcher.
Okay.
Uh huh.
So that might be the second half of this.
Okay, what was the first name
what's
again?
Billy Hatcher?
Bayou Billy
Outback.
Hatcher?
Oh, yes!
What the
The
hell are
Adventures
those?
of Bayou Billy
Oh!
Hatcher.
I've never heard of any of that.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just a punk kid space pilot with a football helmet.
Okay, read that.
But I like
again.
Justa is great.
Yeah, just a punk
Wing
kid.
Commander Keen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Whoa.
like a laser shot.
That was really good, Ian.
Yes.
4 deceased tropically stranded bodies.
Dead.
Left for Dead Island.
Yes. Left 4 Dead Island.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, really good.
This team.
Woo!
You 3 were great at this.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
want
lot
more.
of fun.
I know. I was really scared that it's like, you know what? We might have to bail on
Well,
this one.
It took a while to get the gears running, but
Yeah.
when we were there,
You all are very good at that game. Okay.
Now I'm trying to think of more.
It's time to end the podcast, but I'm doing one more because
Okay.
I thought I
Yeah.
liked the gall of this one.
ooh, the gall.
The
Yes.
gall.
What do you think, Sophie?
I liked the gall of this one.
Egads.
Here we go. I'm sorry, I don't have the end of that. Oh!
You failed your goal.
I Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Hi, allies. So this week I saw a ton of videos out on the web about the Zelda DLC announcement, and none the wiser I have become. All these YouTube channels, including Easy Allies, sort of all had the same reaction about it. Haha, the Switch shirt is stupid and the timing is off, and so on. Why is that? You would think...
Oh, I was like, that's the question.
Yeah, let's go. You would think that all these people that work with video game media would give us all some insight on why Nintendo chose to announce the DLC the way they did. We usually talk about how tone deaf video game companies like Nintendo are, but hundreds of people uploading the same 20 to 50 minute discussion is just bizarre. I saw Bill Trinan in the Nintendo Voice Chat podcast giving us at least some kind of information about why they chose to do the DLC for Zelda. He said they created such a big world that the development team felt they had to make a good use of it. So they planned out DLC, and once they had the general gist of it, they announced it. Makes sense if you ask me. Back on topic. That was really the only interesting and thoughtful insight about the DLC announcement this week, apart from the announcement itself. And of course, I'm not saying that you need Bill Trinan to have an insightful discussion, but you get the picture. Other than that 5-minute part of a 1-hour podcast, I've only seen people screaming the same thing that people screamed about DLC 5 years ago. Are all gaming enthusiasts on YouTube just one big hive mind? Why is video game media not moving on from the same conversations we had 5 years ago? Am I the only one feeling this way? Is this frustrating for you as video game media people that usually makes great video game content? Love and respect, Da.
Yeah.
Woo!
Singed.
Yes.
I love it.
You burned us.
Why? Well, I mean, I would retort by saying, why this? Why was this? Why is a Switch T-shirt in this Zelda game the one story that all of a sudden we're gonna have to really double down on and find the secret answer for?
Also, that Trend thing sounds like corporate newspeak. It sounded like he was just like, we didn't
Yeah.
finish the game.
I can.
Oh, right.
I can dig up.
Especially the way
plenty
he
of-
words it. We made a big world and
We made
needed
a big
something
world,
to
needed
do with
something-
it.
This is not the
That means-
first time that kind of language
that
has been used.
literally means we couldn't get the last 20% of this game done in time.
No, stop it. You're all Nintendo haters. Stop that. Just
I
accept. Because
mean-
the thing is, the reason I picked this comment is we got a lot of negative comments about our discussion last week in the comments themselves that we're being too hard on Nintendo. That's because the Mario Kart 8 DLC is so good that we have reason to believe that this DLC would be just as good.
Here's the thing.
Okay, but they're not 1-to-1. That's. I get it. You like the Mario Kart 8 DLC. It still doesn't make any sense that you can't just pay for exactly what you want with this DLC.
As you could with the Mario Kart.
That's not the
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
Of course, that's an important thing to bring up. That's an important thing to express concern about.
Sure.
Also, we're in a period of little faith with Nintendo They need to prove themselves again, and then I think that we'll give them the benefit of the doubt more frequently.
Just trust them. More of Zelda has got to be a good thing.
I also think you could phrase that argument completely differently. Where he feels that everybody's saying the same thing, but maybe that means that there's a point to it.
That I do. That is the point I kind of wanted to make, Ben, is we're not a hive mind. We didn't check in with anyone else before we did that podcast.
I don't know these million podcasts that are
everyone said the same thing because that is the takeaway from this.
Right.
It's a weird announcement with some strange decisions.
The other thing is haven't we moved on from this?
Yeah.
That doesn't ring true to me either. If just because something is an issue in the past doesn't mean it can't be an issue or isn't worth discussing now.
Mm-hmm.
Life is a screaming nightmare of repeated mistakes. Like, we're still harping about it because it's still a problem.
I'll give you another example. You on Frame Trap today talked about the new Psychonauts game, which was made by Double Fine. Double Fine also made Once Upon a Monster, which came out in Kinect. We're gonna draw that We're gonna draw a line between those two games and talk about where are we as opposed to where we are in VR right now, where we are in Kinect. There's a reason these things keep coming up because these are lessons we're supposed to be learning. And I'm not gonna give Nintendo credit. I'm not gonna validate them putting a T-shirt in a Zelda game. I'm not gonna wait. There's got to be some logical reason here that we got to get to the bottom of it. This is a extremely immersive.
Yeah.
Single player fantasy world.
Yeah.
That there's T-shirt. What are you
a T-shirt
before the game launches?
For the machine you're
before
playing
you even get
it
a
on.
chance to play this, just try to get that image out of your head. Link with the T-shirt on. Now enjoy Breath of the Wild. It's you just spoiled it a little bit. You kind of poisoned my mind with this other completely superficial commercial nonsense.
Combating that with built in its own language, a T-shirt does not fit. Oh, we built this huge world, therefore we had to do this thing.
Yeah, so the T-shirt was meant to be a little bonus for buying the expansion pass now. Mm-hmm. That's what's been made clear to me in the comments as well. That I guess I wanted to. It's just this idea that you're not spending $20 on that T-shirt. That T-shirt's just all we can give you today. We'll give you that T-shirt and those 2 treasure chests. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More stuff, good stuff will come. If you're giving us $20 today, we'll want to give you a Switch T-shirt, something special.
Can you buy it later and not get the damn T-shirt?
Nope.
No.
Well then, go to hell.
We're also victims of.
We didn't learn, did we?
No, we didn't learn. It's still dumb. I don't want my world sullied by a modern day garbage T-shirt for the game system I'm playing Zelda on.
All right, so let me try to be the comments this week. There's the Tingle Tuner, I guess, in Wind Waker that resembles a Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. So that exists.
Never played that. I didn't know about that. That's also silly.
You don't see it in every single cutscene in the entire video game if you're having quick.
Can we please do a review wearing that?
Where it's there's literally going to be that moment where you finally walk into the final boss arena and switch.
I saw a lot of comments that said, you're really going to town on this Nintendo DLC, but this bad practice you didn't go to town on. To me, that's a very weak argument.
What other bad practices should we harp on? Let's go for it.
No, I mean there are a lot of bad practices.
We nailed that
and
match the games
I'm
thing.
not saying that I'm not saying that we shouldn't also call it those other bad practices, but just because we didn't in that instance doesn't mean that we shouldn't hear, right?
Yeah.
Or
that we're in some way validating that the things we don't mention get a pass for some reason.
I think we can safely say that across the board we frown upon bad practices.
Right. And
we don't like those.
What good does that do us or our audience if we disagree something about we messed up in the past so we can't say it here?
Right.
What?
Yeah. We'll always be around to frown upon bad practices.
And I do want to say it is still unique. This Zelda DLC is still uniquely poorly handled. It was a story. It still is kind of a story a week later. But I don't want when there are a lot of people. Same as when a lot of people on podcasts are saying this is stupid. When there's a lot of people in the comments saying, "Hey, you're being too hard on Nintendo," I wonder if they're right because there's so many of them. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about that.
Well, I'd also look at it in some other way that if something happens like this, we feel like you're in an echo chamber. You're just every single person is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, the Nintendo screwed up. If literally that pulse went out through all of video game journalism, and every single person was like, "What?" Then strangely we're all in agreement on something. That doesn't happen very often.
And then I would believe that Nintendo is entering a new era if they then said, we received a lot of negative feedback from this. We're going to change this. You know?
Oh, if they sent out a tweet in reference to the reaction to
if
the
they
DLC?
said, "Oh, okay, we took out the Switch T-shirt. You can buy it. You can get it for free separately if you want it, but you don't have to get it. And you can get the both DLCs separately for $9.99 a piece, or $20 together, or like 18 together.
Yeah.
You know, like that is how you fix this and be smart and be a company in the modern world that is not run by a strange committee vote.
Sure.
I mean, we're sorry. We're sorry for being hard on this.
I can maybe say one more thing that, like, maybe they did have the idea. Like, what if we just give them a really cool outfit, and they're like, people are gonna be so pissed that they don't have it. Like, let's make it kind of dumb. How can we make something that's cool and dumb at the same time? That's like
that's
cool,
a good point, John.
That looks different and really stands out aesthetically, but is not something that people going through the game are just gonna like. They'll see a screenshot of like, oh, that gold laced with the cool hood.
Or even
and
it's
the
just
thing.
like the red tunic. If it was the red tunic, I'd be furious.
Yeah.
But wait,
though, to be honest with you,
why is it bad to put something that people would want to buy?
Because it's $20. It's
well,
$20 or nothing.
That's messed up. But like, your DLC should contain things that people want to buy, otherwise they're pointless.
That's the weirdness of it is, should it be worthless or should it be meaningful?
You should never sell something that's worthless, ever.
Yeah,
if you can help it.
I guess it's game breaking. That's
what
it's
bothers
world
me
is
about
what
it.
sucks.
Yeah,
it is.
It breaks the immersion.
That to me is a greater offense than the fact that you have to buy all this stuff and can't purchase it separately and stuff like that.
It's like if you're watching.
That they built so much anticipation, and for me, kind of fumbled the marketing of Breath of the Wild to really showcase what makes that game amazing until way late in development. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, by the way, right before we finished, again, you just try to get this image out of your head of him just wearing a dumb Switch t-shirt. And being literally just like a thing that makes us money, as opposed to like, no, we're really into the story.
It is a lot like in Return of the King when Legolas was wearing the New Line Cinemas t-shirt.
Nobody had a problem with that. That was justified.
Yeah.
That was justified.
Well, because it made
justified.
sense.
Yes.
Because Gandalf gave it to him for his birthday.
Right, but that scene was cut from the theatrical release. It was just like, unless you bought the DVD, you didn't know.
It was just a nice bonus.
So no one's seen it.
Yeah. It was just a nice bonus.
Yeah.
I do want to be straight with the audience. I will absolutely spend that $20. I'm going to be doing it.
But
one of us has to.
That Switch t-shirt, that Switch t-shirt's going to exist in your world.
So what I'm doing because of this is I'm waiting until the last part of the expansion pass is out to finally spend the $20. So when I do my first playthrough of Zelda, that t-shirt will not be in my world.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
That was like why I didn't download PT onto my PS4, because I was afraid to have it in my house. But then it's
a little different.
That's why I love that the image is just this gorgeous like forest. You know, there's like nothing really menacing about that.
It's just the dude's backyard. His like the developer's back. Yeah, one of the guys who worked on it was his backyard apparently. They're like, that looks nice.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The logo. Oh, I forget the name of the pretend company. It's a number.
Yeah, it was the number of like blocks or something like that, like districts or something in the town.
All right, let's do one more. I feel like I was attacking you with that last one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was me attacking the panel, and I didn't mean to do that at all.
There. Something it was like 799 or something.
It was like 7, 1 9.
It was very aggressive.
Yeah, it was very aggressive. I like that kind of thing, though.
I love it. No, I never want to stop people from leaving comments like that. That specifically say, no, that's just general concept. That specific thing you said, like,
because that person spends $5 a month.
Yeah.
On Patreon.com/EasyAllies. You know.
But at the same time, I don't want to disrespect that person by backing down if I don't really feel that way.
Sure, I get that, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you didn't like what we said. Still feel that way.
We respect you enough to say it again.
Hi, allies. I remember hearing Kyle mention that he enjoys listening to sports radio, and it made me remember being a young child in the car with my father and uncle while they listened to talk shows about baseball or basketball. Although at the time, listening to a bunch of dudes discuss sports didn't really interest me, those memories still stuck with me, and I reflect on those as happy times in my life. The other day, I was listening to your podcast in the car, as I often do, with my 4-year-old son in the back seat, and I began to wonder if he will remember Dad's video game talk shows when he gets older. He usually doesn't pay too much attention, but he does get very happy when he hears Brandon sing. I hope that he will continue the tradition and whatever weird form of media they'll have in the future. Much love and respect, Mert.
I'm announcing today.
Yep.
I'm going to do an Easy Allies singing podcast that will just be me singing.
Jones, don't even joke about
I want to sing for that kid.
Yeah.
I'll sing anything for that kid.
Yeah, that's why I was glad you snuck one in earlier.
Yeah.
A little, I can't wait for that Switch.
Yeah.
It's good.
Musical, maybe.
Beautiful voice.
Percolating.
Ooh. Well, yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, well, that's too much of a tease.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
we're
these
getting
teases.
into dangerous territory.
It's a long year, baby.
It's a long year. And it appears, let's do bets. Let's do bets.
Okay, I think I left mine in my jacket.
Oh, so that was just like a nice comment. We're
Yeah.
not gonna talk about that. It was just like a thank you.
Right. I
I like those. You've been doing that more often. I like that.
I have that with 60 Minutes. My dad always watched 60 Minutes when
Yeah.
I was a wee lad, and
Yeah.
I have this strange nostalgia for it.
When you hear that,
Yep.
it just kind of
Simpler times.
yeah.
60 Minutes is still a good show.
Oh,
too.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a very good show.
I watched an episode of 60 Minutes with my dad that literally explained step by step how to do like a Medicare scam. They didn't leave out any steps. They were actually just teaching. They're like, here's how that works.
That's journalism, though.
Yeah, it was very interesting. They were
Yeah.
like, you need to get a fence, like a front company, so you have a date, but never have it open, or you have an address, but never be open. And then you can address things to there and get claims, and they were like telling you how to do it.
I love that.
I was like, this is hilarious.
That is some sick journalism, because that'll get it fixed. You
I
just
guess.
open it all up.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Car talk. I always enjoyed it too, but listening to that in the car with my family was always really great.
Yeah.
Car talk's a good show.
Ooh.
I don't care about cars, but man.
I realized that sports radio with my dad is absolutely that thing. No idea what they were talking about, but yeah, always dug that a little bit.
Yeah.
Do either of you two, Jones or Ben, you have that kind of thing?
Now with my dad.
The 60 Minutes, yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you started that.
Yeah. Long day.
It's been a long day. And then Jones just like, not with my dad. Okay, we're moving on. Horizon Zero Dawn releases on Tuesday, February 28th. At this point next week,
good.
What will the trophy percentage be for the trophy earned by scaling a tall neck? Now, we have some prior information. Obviously, we made fun of the tall neck for a long time. It's
They're great. There's only 5 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There actually is a puzzle element to how to just even jump on them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 clips that I wish I could show in their entirety because there were 2 tall necks I jumped on that were legitimately like my heart was going.
Oh, cool. Because yeah, we saw it. We said, "Oh, walking towers," and we made
Shadow of the
we had a laugh
Colossus.
about it for a
Yeah,
while.
a little bit. Little taste.
So, Jones, you said that happens between 3 to 5 hours into
It
the
is
game.
a side quest that is alerted to you.
Yes.
So you're not gonna like go out of your way. Like the game notifies you these exist and
The
kind of
first one.
points you in the direction. Like, man, go get that tall neck.
So, on the day of release, at this point next week, Jones, how many people will have earned that trophy?
20%. It's a little scribbly.
That looks like a 28 to me.
I did a 25, but then
okay.
switched it to a 20
Okay, so 20.
because it's day of. So
Okay.
Yeah. I did 86 because I forgot the game wasn't already out, so then I switched it to 46%.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I had no idea. 35%.
I think spending 3 to 5 hours day of is insane. I put 3%.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Wow,
we
let me
shoot
lock those
this.
in.
We shoot this 24 hours after it goes live.
Ooh, you're right. That is 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the. Yep.
Okay, let me lock that in. Okay. Yeah, shoot.
Let's give him a point.
Let's give him a pint. Speaking of which, Ian, could you look up, could you go to Twitter and go to @Halo while I read this one off?
Okay.
All right.
Last week's bet was about Halo Wars 2, which released last Friday, February 17th. At this point, how many favorites will we see on the most recent tweet about Halo Wars 2 from @Halo, the official Twitter account? Jones, you bet 230. Ben, you bet 562. Ian, you bet 312. I bet 318. 318. Ian, what is the actual amount of favorites on the most recent tweet about Halo Wars 2 from @Halo?
I'm not counting a retweet. Is that
Correct.
correct?
That's correct. We
Okay.
we
An original
established
tweet
that
made by that
Actual
profile
tweet,
about Halo Wars 2.
255 likes.
Oh, Jonesy, you were unstoppable.
What did he say?
He said 230.
Oh.
Can you believe it?
And you know what was eerie last week too? Is
What?
I said for some reason a number just jumped in my head. And
Oh,
you said
come on, man.
And when
Come on, man.
I said that, and because I didn't think anything, I was like, it was a dumb number just popped in my head, and you
Yeah.
were like, "That's gonna win."
Yeah.
I was like, "Shut up, Kyle. Stop it. You just jinxed it."
Yeah. It was 9 hours ago.
What is the tweet?
Join us on Halo Waypoint to learn more about the newly released Halo Wars 2 for Xbox One and Windows 10. Waypoint.com/en blah blah blah. It's a link.
I don't want to be
a
too
video.
judgmental, but what are you doing favoriting that tweet? Join
not
us
a-
to talk
that's
on
not a saucy
Waypoint.
tweet, yeah.
It's not-
It's got 77 retweets too.
Pretty generic.
All right.
But thanks for the win, Halo.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
and then the first comment says, "Can you give me a key for Windows 10?"
I wonder if they did. What's the response?
I didn't see. I'm trying to load
Okay.
I
whatever
wouldn't be
this
surprised
is.
if there just wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Think
Why would you?
It's got a GIF too, a GIF image.
Okay. Ooh, that'll do it. Honestly, if you attach an image, adding a GIF to your tweet, that's gonna really bump up your favorites.
Yeah. So
Social
the link
media
was
strats.
it was a link out to whatever they wanted you to watch and a GIF.
So shoot, I thought it would be Halo Wars 2 is out today, and that's why it would just have a
Yeah.
lot of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the like a splash screen with some explosions happening. It's a
Ooh,
pretty
that's a
cool,
good
It's a
GIF.
cool little GIF.
That's a good
Yeah.
GIF.
I'll
They
walk
put
that.
effort into that.
Now I understand. You'll get some favorites with that kind of GIF. So that brings the score now to. Let me wait for Ian to walk over to the microphone. This is important.
Here I am.
Purple Platypi 1 point. Oh no! What happened? You were on such a good start.
What is it?
That platypi's being attacked.
Someone stop! That jet ski hit that platypus.
Red Eagle 6.
You guys got a normal
Yeah,
animal.
you guys get a good
this
one.
is ridiculous. You get all the points. You get a
Yeah.
caca.
You know what's funny is we got a
That
correction on
tall
the
neck percentage is
caca
going to be high, and you know it.
recently because apparently eagles scream.
Eagles do not caca. Yeah, that's true. They go.
Yeah.
They go.
That sounds cool.
I refuse to change caca.
Yeah,
I'm not changing that at all.
Yeah.
Nobody said that the platypi sound had to sound like a platypi. Like it's
true.
A platypus.
I played platypi.
Artist interpretation.
I want to Google a platypus noise again.
Okay.
I actually can't
We're
remember.
almost at the end.
It's a little engine.
We've been here for like 100 days.
Just think of
it's
a tiny
fine.
engine.
I just won the right for you not to do that right now.
So, Jones, you win the right and responsibility to
If I can remember how to spell
share
platypus.
your Twitter handle. You get to promote any video you would like from Easy Allies. You get... Actually, I'll talk about Easy Allies. And you get to...
What now?
Here we go. This is a platypus noise. Careful, this might get us flagged. We're stealing someone else's YouTube video right now. And cut. Cut. Cut.
That's not gonna get us.
Ooh, that was good, Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is
basically
that so
what Brad
hard?
does. That's really close, yeah.
That's hard.
I just forgot. I knew it was unpleasant, and that's what I was going for.
And I want to remind everybody, we're going to give Damian a chance to win his point back.
Right.
It's coming. It's not as bad as it looks.
If anybody ever shows up,
yeah,
to
anyone
this
ever
thing
shows, we'll
again.
never see Damiani again.
yeah, oh yeah, no.
Not only do you get to have the final word on anything you've disagreed with or simply want to reiterate with Jones, you get to sign off with your trademark sign off. But before then, let me explain EasyEyes.com and Patreon.com/EasyEyes, which is the crowdfunding site through which we get most of our funding. The vast majority of our funding comes from Patreon.com/EasyEyes. And so that is also where, if you would like to submit to Love and Respect, if you would like to get this podcast early on Wednesdays, you can submit $5 or more a month. And that's how we do that. You know, there's lots of tiers. TIERS. Woo! Not crying tears.
No tears.
And that's basically where you would go to find out information on that, what you can do for us and what we can do for you. And yeah, EasyEyes.com is the place to go if you want to see our videos organized in a neat fashion. Jones, take it away.
We think we're okay, but it's really the community that wins out. I think that's like the cherry on the Easy Ally Sunday. So
What do you mean by that?
just get up in there in that community.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
That's free.
Get their own Twitch. They're all great. Get their own, add a comment to Patreon, and it will be included in a list of wonderful comments. It's just,
Well, that's a tier, isn't it?
if depends on the show. Cup of Jones, $1,
Yeah.
$1. You can go and comment on all of them. I might not read the ones from 5 months ago, but you can still do it.
Sure.
You can find me at Trailer Jones.
Look at it. He picks up his mug as he does
I'm ready.
this.
Oh, I'm so ready. I saved just a little bit of beverage just in case. And then when I lose
So
that bet, I go,
smug.
well, there it goes. But I'm savoring it. Yes? What?
We should mention the meetup too.
Sure.
Oh, you're right. Well, before promo time, yeah.
Before
yeah. All
promo
right,
time.
Let's do that. What is that?
On Tuesday, March 21st at 8 p.m., we will be doing a special show for our 1-year anniversary of Easy Allies entitled Easy Allies in Concert. It will take place at the Prospect Theater, which is on Hollywood Boulevard in the 6000 block. I don't know the exact address of it. I just put up a post on patreon.com/Easy Allies entitled Easy Allies in Concert, one night only, that you can go check out the specific information. Tickets will be going on sale this week.
Cool.
And I will be putting up a Cup of Jones very soon, which mention specifically the time in the Cup of Jones that the tickets will go on sale. So if you are a patron, $1 more on patreon.com/easyallies, you will hopefully get a little bit of a head start on those tickets when they
Here's
go
the
on
thing.
sale.
I'm a patron. I've given a lot of money to Easy Allies. I consider myself a pretty big fan. I can't come to that show.
Yes. That is going to be a huge celebration throughout that week. So in no way do we ever want to do something at Easy Allies that we feel is harmful in its exclusivity to our audience. We don't want to block people from doing something.
So you will promise me you'll do something for the 1 year
We
anniversary
will do
that I will be able to
things.
see.
We will do many things that week
Well,
to celebrate.
Stop saying many.
It's a big deal. It's a
I'm
1 year
scared.
anniversary. I'm stoked, man. I will if I have to do it myself here in this room by my lonesome.
Many things will
I will do
happen.
more things.
Okay.
But we will definitely have a big streaming event. Still on the fence. I would like to not stream the event. And have that be, exclusive
You would like to not
the
stream
people.
Easy Allies in concert.
To stream Easy Allies in concert right at that time.
Other things will be streamed.
Early plans right now are to record the show, put it up later so people can
We're
experience
gonna try to video
it.
record it and put it up later on YouTube.
But we just don't know what's going to happen that night.
Yeah.
No, I would like if anything goes wrong, I would like the people in that building to be a part of what the heck that turned out to be.
Well, and we don't know what the internet is going to be like in there, so
Right.
streaming it might just be a huge technical nightmare. But shooting it is something we can control.
When I called this venue, how's your internet? Was like not.
Right.
It was like the last question that I was going to bring up. And
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things.
So we can control a
to
video
consider.
recording and put it up.
Most
it
of the
shouldn't be
time.
too much later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it should be good. Should be all
So
right.
video
Big,
recording,
fun,
you just setting up a
exciting things
tripod
are
and,
gonna happen that
No, we're gonna use this camera probably as a master because it can record for a really long time. I've got a few people that are gonna be shooting it. It should be cool.
Oh,
Hopefully it'll be good.
nice.
Pretty worried about this.
Feel
whole
free
thing.
to take video
about
and
what?
pictures at
I
the
just
event.
hope it works. I hope
But
we
do not
can do
record
it.
the actual thing. Don't take a picture of us goofing around on stage or get like a 2-second clip that you tweet out or something. That's fine. But if somebody's like in the back there, like, well, I set up my tripod, we'll be like, dude, don't.
Yeah,
what are you
we're
doing?
doing that.
Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stay tuned. That is almost a month away. We are
Literally 1 month away. It's
Yep.
February 21st right now.
We're almost
oh my
a year
goodness,
old. We're almost a
We're
year
almost
old.
a year
We're
old.
11 months old, guys.
Oh my goodness.
So you can, stay tuned for more information on that. Stay tuned. You can follow me at Trailer Jones. You'll get more information. I will definitely tweet out those details.
Tweet the dates.
I remember buying the Wii U, and it made me happy when I had it, when I got it. New consoles are great. It feels good. It sucks to look back now and not, there's way more success stories. Almost every other, maybe the Virtual Boy is the only other thing that Nintendo released that I don't think had an edge on the Wii U. But thank you for making this console. I mean, just that, thank you for Nintendo for all the work that you went into it. And even though we're so negative about it, it's because we love Nintendo. It's because we have such incredible high hopes and aspirations and dreams for all of these franchises that we hold dear. We just want Metroid back. I just want a good Animal Crossing. There's millions of moments where this whole thing can turn around on a dime. So we always hope that happens. We don't want to wake up tomorrow and have more bad Nintendo news because we just harp on Nintendo more. We always want the good stuff to happen. I pimped out Mr. Don Casanova last week, so I'm going to be selfish this week from winning another bet. I suggest you go check out the Easy Allies review of Horizon Zero Dawn. I got tons of time with that game. I've beaten games and put them up for review. I was like, there's nothing else I can do in this game. I could stop playing this and start playing Neo or we'll move on to something else. And that was very rare. First time ever since Easy Allies started that I had that much time with a game before review. And so hopefully that is reflected in the quality of the review itself. And I hope you enjoy that video. Cheers. Oh, second time I messed it up. What else did I do? What? Huh?
That's just cool that you wrote, edited, and
voiced. Yeah.
a review.
And played
Yeah.
the footage.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Yep. The buck stops here. Cheers.